Good evening, everybody. Welcome on in. Everyone, I hope everyone is having a lovely Thursday evening, or if it's Thanksgiving for you, happy Thanksgiving, happy American Thanksgiving to all y'all out there, having Thanksgiving food. Hopefully y'all are having an awesome day. And if you're not, from America, I just hope you're having a wonderful Thursday as well. Also, quick heads up, we're going to do something a little bit different for this stream as well, because I'm actually in the general chat right now in the Discord. So if y'all want to come say hi, and hanging out on stream, I'm just hanging out here in the Discordia if you would like to come hang out as well. And I'll kind of remind people as we go tonight, as more and more people kind of come on in here. But the goal of tonight's stream is to basically create my character for World of Warcraft Dragonflight. So Dragonflight's out on Monday night / Tuesday. Obviously, it's going to be tough to actually even play the game Monday night because there's going to be probably so many people jumping into it at that time. But I'm excited. I'm excited to play. But I honestly haven't played a ton of World of Warcraft in a while, so I am kind of rusty. So I kind of want to, jump in with a brand new character. And kind of go from there and see what we can do with maybe playing a new character from scratch. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to come up with, who my new character is going to be. We'll make the character themselves, and then we'll actually hop in there and then play some World of Warcraft as kind of like a low-level character. I'll maybe run some dungeons or something to kind of like get myself, reacclimated to the game a little bit. So that's the goal of today's stream and all that good stuff. So let's just switch over to the game itself. Oh, look at that. I'm at the character creation screen here. Although, so this is going to be really hard to see the chat while I'm doing this, just because it's one of those things where I haven't really streamed games from my PC before. So if everything breaks, well, we'll find out as we go. That's how we play this game. But there we go. Now y'all should be able to hear the game as I've got it up here. Let me just move my chat window open so I can actually see if all y'all come in here and chat. So we got our character screen here. So first of all, since I do have the new expansion, and you can actually create the new race now if you want to. We do have the Evoker, which is the brand new class to World of Warcraft, and it is only available with one race, which is the Drakthir here, which are basically like dragon people that have the ability to change into a human if they want to, disguise their dragon forms, essentially. So the Evoker itself is a cool class. I've actually played around with it a little bit, but as the description sees here, it's a hero class, which means they start at a higher level. Evokers are 8 casters who unleash devastating draconic spells on enemies or healing magic for allies. So they're basically healers, and they're also ranged DPS. They also wear mail armor, so they wear the same armor that shamans and hunters wear. So that's kind of who they're competing with for gear. And it's about time we get another person who actually wears mail, because a lot of times when they add new characters to the game, it's usually their plate wearers or their leather wearers. So we've got like a bajillion people in like the leather tier and the plate tier, but we don't really have like a lot of like in between. Like we haven't really had like a new cloth person, a new cloth class in the game ever since it came out. So that's still new. And then again, we finally have like a third class in the male slot. So it's going to be interesting, going for gear if you're one of those other classes. But I already kind of decided, as cool as the Evokers are, as fun as it might be to probably play as an Evoker, because I kind of like their playstyle. You have a lot of spells where you're flying around the battlefield, breathing fire on enemies, or you've got some cool healing spells as like the healer spec. I just don't always like playing as the brand new class when expansion comes out, just because I know like there's probably going to be a bajillion people out there already who like to play as the new class, and it's actually just easier to get into groups. I've found just not playing as the main class, the new class at launch anyway. So I'm going to kind of avoid playing an Evoker, unless I'll probably play for fun, but that won't be my main this time around. So we can kind of go through the classes that already exist in the game here, and then we gotta kind of pick a new class from here. So first off, we got warriors. They're like sword and board tanks. or they can, use dual two-handed weapons or, a single two-handed weapon. They're basically tanks and melee DPS for the most part. They're an okay class. They're a good, like, beginner class if you're new to the game, because their rotation is actually very easy to manage. And you have a resource called Fury that you have to manage, which isn't, as tough to manage as something like Mana is. So I think they're, like, a good starting class, but I don't know if we start with that. Hunters are pretty cool. They're ranged attackers. They also have a melee spec as well with a spear called Survival, which is always hit or miss. I've always had mixed results playing as Survival in the past, so I don't know if I want to go the Hunter route. Again, like it's tough to play just pure DPS classes, especially trying to find groups for content, because then at least if you have a healing or a tank spec, it's a little bit easier to find people to play with, rather than, I imagine the DPS queues for, some of the Dragonflight dungeons are going to be like half an hour to wait through. So I don't know if I really want to, go through that with just a DPS only class, which again, the mage kind of falls through into the same camp. They have 3 different specs, but they are all ranged DPS, so they're all magic based, and it's basically just 3 different types of magic: fire, ice, and arcane. So you kind of have to you kind of just basically pick whichever spec is the best at that point, which I don't really love that idea where it's like, oh, all the mages pretty much just play the same way, and if you're not playing the same way, it's weird because you're not doing the most damage you can actually do, which is kind of your job there. Same with rogues. They kind of fall into that camp as well. They're stealthy melee DPS characters, and they again have 3 different specs, and a lot of times depending on your content, you will just play as whatever spec is best for that particular content. Then next we got priests. They have 2 different healing specs. One that focuses on shields, and one is like more of a pure healing class. You also have like Shadow, which is like a ranged DPS class. So they have like good flexibility. Again, you kind of run into the same problem with mages with this class, because since you do have 2 healing specs, you kind of just get forced into playing the healing playing style that is balanced highest at the moment, which isn't always fun. And then next up we got warlocks. Again, another ranged spellcaster similar to mages. They also have 3 different healings or 3 different attack specs. And again, same deal. You kind of fall into whichever one works with the content that you're doing. Next up, we got the Paladin. Paladin is one of the most versatile classes out there, and we've got a couple of these we're actually to go through in a row here. They can be tanks, healers, or melee DPS. So you've got a good spec for just about every scenario under the sun. So if your group needs a tank, you can be a tank or healer as well. But again, you have to kind of like the Paladin playstyle, and not everyone loves that. So there is that option. And druids are next as well. They actually have 4 different specs, and they can basically fill in any role in the game, because they have a ranged magical class, they have a melee DPS class, they have a healer and a tank. So you could actually, again, fill in pretty much any slot in your group with a druid, and you'll do fine. But again, it's one of those things where like their melee classes, like the cat class or the bear class, because again they are shapeshifters, are a bit of a custom play style as well. So they are a little bit tough to get into, especially if you are, I think, newer to the game. Next up we got the shamans. Shamans can basically do everything but tank, because they can heal. They also have a ranged spellcaster class, and then they kind of have a melee damage. They're kind of like a mage and a rogue kind of mixed together. That's kind of how they play, and they're a lot of fun. And shaman was actually basically my main class for a long time, and until I finally switched over to play as some other stuff as well. Next up, we got one of the newer classes to the game. We got the monks, which are kung fu masters. They kind of, like the paladins, they can be tanks, healers, and melee DPS, so they pretty much cover everything off the board except for range. And they're a good, versatile option if you're not sure kind of what content you want to run into, or if you don't mind trying a bunch of different stuff. Because the issue we kind of run into with WoW a lot of times that I've noticed is, especially if you're tanking class in particular, if you really want to tank as a monk. But the Brewmaster, which is the tanking spec, if it's not like balanced properly at that time, like if it's lower on the rankings of, you know, damage absorption or you know, damage dealing, you might be pressured by your group to not play as it. And then you might be forced to play healer or kind of melee DPS if you don't want to at that point. So it does become, you know, a bit of a conundrum that you run into with that class. Next up, we got the Demon Hunter. This is like the last new class that they added in Legion a little while ago. They can be tanks and melee DPS. They only have 2 specs, but they're actually like a lot of fun to play. And honestly, I've never really given, like, I've played as a Demon Hunter before to, you know, max level, but I've never really played it as, like, for, like, serious content or anything like that because, you know, they've been a very popular class over the last couple of years. And, again, I usually tend to stay away from the super popular classes. And then, last but not least, we have the Death Knight. They have 3 different specs, but they have 2 different melee specs and a tank spec. So again, they fill some good gaps in a group itself. Again, with the melee specs, you do kind of run into the problem where if you don't like to play as Frost, but it's the best, you know, balanced at that point, then you're kind of stuck playing it and you're not having as good of a time. So now we got to kind of decide, you know, what class we want to play in this game. So I think I want to, you know, I've never really been like a tank person for a long time. I've usually been pretty bad at tanks in my MMO career for the most part. So I think I kind of want to do tanking because I tanked a lot in Final Fantasy XIV and actually really enjoyed it. Like I feel like I learned a lot about tanking from that game, and I feel like I could apply that a lot to this game. So I think I want to pick a class that can tank in some way. So at that point, then we're really looking at warriors, paladins, druids, monks, demon hunters, or death knights. We got a lot of different options available to us. Again, if I wanted to pick like the most like versatile options, then we'd probably be looking at, you know, a druid or a paladin, or a druid or a paladin or a monk specifically. So I just have to decide. Lol, I'm sitting here in the character creation screen suffering the same problem, says Games Positive. Yeah, I mean, I've you know, been away from the game a little while, and I'm a person who have, you know, spent, you know, 10,000 hours playing this game. Literally, I have like a giant pie chart that I released on Twitter a few years ago, going over all my playtimes. So I've played this game a ton with all the different character classes. But since I'm kind of coming back to the game, I'm like, all right, I kind of want to pick one class and focus on it. And it's just, you know, I have a tough time kind of deciding games. So currently, I just picked a random server while we were, you know, setting up the character classes here. So I just picked a random one, Ashara. A lot of my characters already are on Lightbringer or Ysera. The ones that I have that are already existing. But, you know, my new character, I could kind of go anywhere at this point and do kind of anything. Because like I said, I'm kind of starting from scratch with this new character. So I'm not really like tied to a specific server or anything like that. Like we could go just about anywhere, I think. But yeah, what server do you play on Game Positive? I'm curious now. But anyways, getting back to kind of my thought process as to what I might pick out. So first of all, I don't love the tanking style. Ooh, I'm on BlackRock. Oh, are you also, are you Horde or Alliance? Game Positive. I'm curious about that as well. So I don't love the monk tank play style, like the Brewmaster. I think it's a good tank. And it's mostly there to, your job is basically to mitigate damage. Like you'll take a bunch of damage, but then you'll have different skills that then, you know, convert that damage into like a buff that hurts you over time rather than you taking all the damage all at once. Excellent. Good answer. Game Positive. As you can tell, I'm also, again, only really clicking on the Horde races as opposed to the Alliance races over here. I actually, again, have a lot of Alliance characters, as you probably could tell when I was, you know, going between characters there. And I do have all the allied races unlocked except for Mecha Gnomes at this point. So I'll actually end up probably playing as an allied race for whatever tank we pick here. But anyways, I don't really love the tanking style for monks, so I think I'm going to shy away from that. So maybe I'm trying to decide between a demon hunter, a druid, a paladin, and a warrior. A warrior is an interesting pick because, again, I think they're like a good, like, all-around character class. That, again, is just really easy to pick up and play, so it might be a good class for me to return to the game to with warrior, versus, you know, playing something a little more complicated with tanking, especially because, like, prop warrior is actually pretty easy to you know, learn all the skills for, I think. But I don't know. Because I don't really love arms warriors in particular. Like, I like fury warriors a lot, and I haven't really checked the balance at this point. Because if fury, for example, was just nerfed into the ground at this point, then I'm not going to have a good time playing this class probably if I ever want to take a break from tanking. So I'm going to push warrior to the side, I think, at this point. At least for now. Paladin's a good option. Shield charge is a fun button to press. Absolutely. Again, like I think the warrior playstyle for tanking is actually pretty fun. So if I was only concerned about just playing tank, then actually I think warrior would be a really good option just to play as, and just like focus only on tank and not even bother with the melee classes for it. But let's go through the rest of these classes first before I kind of, you know, cycle back to warrior. Because I'm putting it to the side for now, but I'm not, you know, eliminating it from the so paladins are pretty fun. I've played paladins before. I always, of course, you know, shy away from playing paladins because I always know at least 3 or 4 people who play paladins. So I always I don't always love being in a group where there's like 4 or 5 different paladins in the group across both, you know, healing and melee, and then of course tanks. It just doesn't always work out well, especially because I don't love the way that their buffs overlap. Although I think that's definitely changed now that we've got the auras are back from back in the day, so we can definitely have, like, you know, multiple auras on the team at once, depending, like, if we've got different paladins in the group. So maybe paladin's a good choice. It's definitely up there, I think, for the choices that I think I'll go with. Druid, as I kind of alluded to, first of all, Druid was basically my first main. It was the main I basically played as from, you know, vanilla all the way to the end of Wrath of the Lich King, until I was like, okay, I need to play something else and not play Druid anymore. But I mostly played as healing and Boomkins, which is like the ranged spellcaster class. So I've never really like went all in on like the melee specs for Druid, because I've never, again, really enjoyed playing as Feral, which is the melee DPS class where you play as a cat. And Bear Tank I think is fun for a lot of the same reasons as Warrior Tank is fun, because they have like similar skill sets available to them. They both use Rage, so they both use kind of the same grouping of stuff together. But again, Druids are also kind of fall in the same camp as Paladins, where you see so many of them that you sometimes just have a group composed of just Druids, and I don't know if I want to fall into that camp in particular. Death Knights are also a really good option as well. I played a ton of Death Knight as well, and I like both the melee classes for Death Knight. It's definitely higher up on the list of classes that I think I would want to play. And plus, I actually really just like the class fantasy of playing as Death Knights in particular, because they're, you know, these fallen soldiers that are brought back from the dead by the Lich King, and you have the ability, of course, to, you know, summon the undead to help you out. But the tank specs don't get a lot of, or the tank spec blood doesn't get a lot of access to a lot of that stuff. You mostly get the ability to have like a bone shield to kind of protect you a little bit. So I like their class fantasy a lot. I like playing as Death Knights. And of course, I of course am just totally an edgelord, just like the Death Knights are. So obviously I fall into that camp a little bit more than one might think. And then last one on the docket is Demon Hunters, where, again, I was really excited for Demon Hunters when they first came out. But again, they were so popular, or there were so many of them running around, that I just never really ended up playing one beyond just leveling it to max level and then just kind of calling it a day. So this is another one where I'm like, I think again, just like Death Knights, I really like the class fantasy of playing as a demon hunter. It's really, really, really cool. I love the idea of that, the class itself. So it really sounds like I'm kind of bouncing between warrior, demon hunter, and Death Knight, I think. His paladins are cool and all, but I know that I'm not going to want to play the holy class, which is the healing class. And I know, too, the way that demon hunters, Death Knights, and warriors are usually balanced. For the most part, even if I have to play melee DPS instead of tank or something, or if I want to break from tanking, I like their melee specs a lot, so I won't feel bad about, being relegated out of the tank slot, or likewise, if I want to take a break from tanking, I feel like I can definitely do that. And warriors kind of, I feel that same way about, but I, again, don't really love one of their two melee specs, so I think it's kind of slightly below, I think, Demon Hunter or Death Knight. I take a sip of water while I think about this. Also, game positive. I'm curious, what class do you play as, anyways, or what kind of character do you usually make in World of Warcraft? I'm just curious. Also, I'm gonna just head over to Blackrock, because I think I'll actually make your this character on your server anyways. Let me just sort of by name. Because that way, at least I know someone there. Also, as I kind of showed in the back menu as well, like I kind of whatever class I make here, I'm planning on playing them fully through, but I have like 2 different boosts available to me at this point as well, so I can totally bypass the leveling process if I really, really wanted to. But because also too, if I play as a demon hunter, I'm kind of locked into playing as a blood elf. I can't play as anything else, because likewise on the Alliance side, you can only really play as a night elf, just because of the fantasy of playing as a demon hunter. So I'd have to resign myself to playing that. Trying to tweak between hunter, rogue, warrior, and DK. Oh, those are some good choices there. Yeah, I actually love rogues a lot as well. Like, they're, out of all of the choices you actually pick there, they're my favorite class to play as. But it's just one of those things, too, where if you want to play something that's not, a damage dealing class, you're kind of locked in with that. And same with hunters are kind of in the same boat as well. And likewise, like, hunters and rogues, as long as you're okay with, playing, like, whatever spec is good for your particular content, I think that, they're fun to play. But I worry about long play time or long queue times, I think, with Dragonflight when it comes out. So, yeah, I guess that's an interesting choice. I guess it really kind of depends on if you want to tank or not, and then, picking from there between the 2 sets of classes from there, kind of making it a 50-50 at that point. Because likewise, I'm like 50-50 PvP and PvE. Okay. Yeah, I don't really play a lot of PvP, but when I do, it's usually battlegrounds and stuff like that. I usually don't play arenas at all, so I'm not really that's why, like, I'm personally not factory into it, whereas, like, rogues and hunters in particular, I know are, like, very, very fun for me to play in something like arenas, the times that I have played those. So I guess I think those are, like, and then at that point, it almost doesn't matter if you don't have a tanking spec at that point. So, yeah, that's an interesting conundrum. Yeah, I guess if you want to play range at that point, play hunter. Otherwise, I think you should go rogue, because I think rogue is really fun. But anyways, getting back to this, so I could play a demon hunter and play just as a blood elf, or I'm gonna have a number of different classes. I think I would probably go High Mountain Tauren if I do warrior. And then if I play Demon Knight or Death Knight, I would probably play Zandalari Troll is probably the race I would pick here. I could always, go with the swag strat of playing as a Nightborn, Death Knight or a warrior. But, all of their racial abilities are all really, useful for healing, or not healing, for like spell damage stuff. Like they have increased spell damage. And again, a lot of their abilities don't really work well for tanking. Whereas, I like the additional charge you get with High Mountain Tauren. You've also, again, got a little bit of increased versatility. And again, you also just have a passive buff that also reduces your incoming damage. And Zandalari Troll, the only reason I would kind of pick them over High Mountain Tauren as a race for tanking is because their Loa ability is actually really, really good. Plus your healing, like your regen ability that you get just passively for being a troll, I think also is super helpful as a tank. So that's why I think like these two are probably the best. Megahar Orcs are actually good, but I think the Megahar Orcs are actually a little bit better at damage dealing classes. Like if I was playing like a shaman or something like that, that's probably the race I would go with between them or Zandalari Trolls, I think. I think Druid is the most fun to play, but I hate collecting a ton of cool armor that I'll never see. Yeah, that is one of the downsides. Although, again, if you play as Boomkin, you can, of course, get the glyph that can make it so that you're just, very starry, as opposed to just turning into a Boomkin. Because that's, again, usually that's what I play as when I play Druid was, Resto, where, again, you don't really run into that problem because you don't transform into anything. Or Boomkin, which, again, I would just get the scroll. And then I always get to see the cool armor sets. But yeah, you're right. Like, if you play tanks or melee DPS, like, if you play as tank or cat or bear, you're just never seeing your armor at all, which is kind of annoying. That's also one of the reasons, too, why, like, I've just played Druid so much, I don't know if I want to go down that camp again, especially because, again, I don't really love the play style of the two melee specs, which are, of course, the two I would want to play as at this point, since, because I would want to have, obviously, armor that bleeds in a little bit between the two classes a little bit. So there's not as much of like a difference going between the two of them. And that's one of the things I like about, playing as Demon Hunter, Death Knight, or Warrior, as well as most of the armor sets and stuff like that. For the most part, you're going to kind of use them across the three specs. Obviously, there's ones that like pieces of equipment that are better for tanking, but for the most part, like your armor sets are pretty much the same across the board, which is nice. So, I think it really comes down to class fantasy. I think I can put Warrior down because, again, as much as I like Prot as a tanking spec, I just know I'm not going to want to play arms ever. And it's one of those things where Fury is inconsistent enough that maybe I don't want to go down that route. So I'm really, I think, picking between Death Knight and Demon Hunter at this point, I think. And I mean, I don't know. I think Demon Hunter probably has a lot of good armor sets now that they've been in the game for a while. Because, you had just kind of like very generic designs for a while with Demon Hunters, just for your tier sets. Because you really just only have so many new sets available to you. And Death Knights have just been around long enough in the game where there's a lot of, cool armor sets and stuff for them. But I think I might actually go... I think I might do Demon Hunter. And my reasoning is, it's a new thing for me. I'm coming in as like a returning player to the game, and I'm going to be learning kind of a new class from scratch. And again, I've barely touched Demon Hunter. If I go back and look at, all my logs of playtime, I've barely played Demon Hunter, and I would love to kind of play more of it. Like, what I've played has been fun, but I never really went back to it because I was so focused on Shaman for the longest time, because that was really just my class of choice for forever. And likewise, I like both their specs. I like both the melee spec that they have, and then the tank spec, and I usually only have to worry about learning 2 specs rather than worrying about 3 of them. And again, Death Knights are a ton of fun. Again, I love their class fantasy, and I like the way that all 3 of their specs play. But I've also played a lot of, Death Knight as well in the past, so I think I kind of want to switch things up a bit. Although, this kind of locks me into playing as a Blood Elf, but I'm totally cool with that because I like Blood Elves, and it just means I can't try out one of these newer, fancier races that I haven't got to play around with as much. So, yeah, I think we're gonna do Demon Hunter. I think that's what we're gonna make here. So now we're gonna customize it. Now I usually just do whatever random name looks the best. We'll go with that one. And let's see. We're going to make our skin color. We're going to, customize our, or actually we're going to get rid of the blindfolds because it's one of those things where, like, the blindfolds are cool from a class fantasy perspective, but I just don't really love the blindfolds, especially because, like, I prefer the look of my character with, like, the fell eyes. So they're just, like, burning eyes. I love that look. It's so, so, so cool. So I think I'm going to go with that. Let's see. Faces. Do we want the super serious face or the even more serious face? They're all serious faces. I kind of wish that we had, like, a goofier kind of face. We got this one that's, like, kind of smiling here. I'll go with the smiling face. And hairstyle. So, as much as I love the longer hairstyles and the way that they look, I always hate the way that longer hairstyles look with different armor sets. Because a lot of times your, like, hair is clipping through the back of your outfit, and it kind of, like, gives me... It kind of sets off my OCD when that happens. So as much as I love the long hair looks of the female characters, I am not going to go with one. I will definitely go with shorter hair. Like this one, for example, is, like, probably as long as I would go with long hair. Also, again, it's been a long time since I made a new character. I forgot how many, like, different hairstyles they added to the game recently. So it's cool to kind of go through all these and kind of pick out a new hairstyle. Also, I don't want, like, a super masculine hairstyle. Also, the tiara one, I like the hair the way it is, but I don't really love the tiara being there. Otherwise, I'd probably pick that one. So many options. There's so many things to choose from, Game Positive. Look at that. Look at, he's got that big bun on there on my head. I don't know if I like the bun style. Likewise, I don't love ponytails either. So I kind of have limited options. I don't want to go with the shy one. I think there is that other one that's similar to it. Also, hi everybody. Welcome to the hairstyle stream where I pick out different hairstyles for my new World of Warcraft character. I mean, this could just be the whole stream right here. It's just us, picking out different hairstyles. I think I'm gonna go with padded short. I think this is what I'll start with. The nice thing is you can just go to the barber and then get a different hairstyle. Yeah, they added a light in Dragonflight. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Because yeah, like I said, the last time I played this game, I don't remember this many hairstyles. Just like I think they took all the Death Knight hair colors for Blood Elves and they actually added it to just the normal selection here. Because like I really like when I play like a Death Knight. I kind of like this blue hair here, so I think this is what we're gonna stick with. I like that look. Also, now that I'm kind of spinning my hair around here, I don't know if I love this. Yeah. Yeah, let's do it that way. Although, I love the fact that, the flames from my character's eyes are, like, burning through the hair that's, like, covering their eye a little bit. I love that look. Well, again, we'll do that. So, and we can customize our horns. Again, we don't need to have, like, big horns. Because, again, I like less is more, I think. And, I've had these Oni horns on this entire time I've been putting this character together. And I think they might be the ones I go with because again, I don't want huge horns for my characters. It's just like when I make a new Draenei, I don't want like the huge like giant horns that are sticking out like that, like an antelope or something like that. Less is more, I think. And I want my character to have horns of some kind. So I think we'll do like the Oni, small horns and stuff like that too. And again, we decided no blindfold. We got accessories, so we can choose like our ear size. Yeah, I think medium's probably the best route. And then we've got, you know, different... I guess there's certain earrings that actually only work with longer ears, I guess. That's interesting. Oh, man. Because, like, I like these rings, like higher up in the ears, rather than having, like, an earring just right where on your lobe there. But then I gotta go with the longer ears to do that. But I think we might do that. I actually got to run, but definitely add me on BNet Motion Man 1967. Dude, thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. I hope you have fun with your new character, and I will definitely add you on BNet a little bit later once I'm done character creator stuff. But have a good night, dude. I appreciate it. All right, necklace here. Again, I don't love these necklaces. Like, look at how big this Phoenix one is. Like, it's huge. It's too big. I don't know if we need a necklace that it looks really gaudy too. I don't know if I like any of the necklaces, if I'm being honest. So I think I'm just gonna say none to that. And then we can pick our tattoos. Again, less is more, I think. So I kind of want to have them up there. And yeah, I like the purple tattoos. We got a couple armbands, but again, like, it adds to less customization when I'm putting my character in. So again, I kind of don't like the armbands. Yeah, that's probably good. Okay, I think I like how our character looks here. So, we got Braidra. That's certainly a name here. That's who we're gonna go with here. Cool. Oh my god, it actually let me make the character and not it wasn't that name wasn't already taken. I will have to, before I forget, I'm gonna add game positive to my BNet list. Cool. Okay. We have a new friend now. Wait, this isn't Silky Lip. It says MG Bale. Dude, welcome to the stream, first of all. I hope you're having a lovely, lovely Thursday evening. No, we are actually getting ready. We're getting prepped for World of Warcraft Dragonflight. I have decided to make a brand new character from scratch. So we actually, you know, toyed and hemmed and hawed between, you know, a bunch of different, you know, character classes. And I decided I'm actually going to make a demon hunter for the first time. I've made a demon hunter before, but I've never really played it beyond just getting it to max level and calling it a day. So, yeah, we're going to just jump in with our demon hunter here. I think we actually have like the demon hunter starting area that we're actually going to go through, which is specific to this class that they actually put in Legion. But, you know, since it's not like a hero class anymore, we only start at like level 10 after we're done this beginner quest. So it'll be nice. It'll be nice to hang out there. And of course, like I said, I'm earlier in the stream, I am also hanging out in the Discordia if y'all want to come and chat in the general chat. Awesome. I'm thinking about jumping back into WoW as well. Ooh, nice MG Bale. That'd be pretty sweet. If you are, let me know, because me, Game Positive, and I are all jumping into the game, which is exciting. So we're actually on a specific server. I think we're on Blackrock, I think, or Blackhand, something like that. We said it earlier in the chat, but now we're gonna watch this very fantasy cinematic of Illidan telling us all kinds of things about life. Also, this video is playing very poorly because my computer is just like, what are you doing to me? Why are you trying to live stream on this computer while also playing this game? But yeah, so I was talking about it earlier a little bit, MG Bale, but I'm someone who played a ton of World of Warcraft, going all the way back to vanilla. I've played, you know, 10,000 hours of this game, to the point where there's actually like a pie chart that exists on Twitter for me that that made me, you know, that it has like my playtime on it, just to see just how ridiculous that is. Also, speaking of ridiculous, look at these weapons. Look how ridiculous these weapons are. Oh my god, I love it. Yeah, so I've played it a ton, but I've really put the game down ever since Legion, or not Legion, ever since after Battle for Azeroth came out. Like, I played a little Shadowlands, and I definitely played through, like, to the end of the campaign. But beyond that, I kind of, like, stopped for a long while, because I was mostly playing Final Fantasy XIV or other games. Also, I love how everyone just totally popped in while I'm, you know, walking around and stuff. So I've been looking to you know, jump back into the game for Dragonflight, because I'm excited to play it next week. But yeah, so that's why I decided, okay, I'm going to play, like, a new character from scratch. Especially because they added, like, the new talent system and stuff. And I want to, you know, relearn how to play the game. And I think this is the kind of the best way to do that, is to make a new character on a class that I've never played before, or at least just haven't played it a ton, and then go from there. I'm gonna have to turn on the auto loot system. Do that, and then I always show nameplates so I can always see the enemy nameplates while we're going around. Of course, I'm so used to playing, you know, a Demon Hunter at max level. I'm always thinking that, you know, this Fell Rush ability is just basically the charge ability that, you know, homes in on enemies. But that is not the case this early. Also, I gotta say, you know, if the interface looks strange to you for someone who's, you know, been away from the game for so long, I thought this was really interesting to go back to as someone who hadn't played it in a while. The interface is totally different now for the game, and it actually looks like an interface you'd make with a UI to the point, or an add-on, to the point where I'm like, I don't know if I even need to like add add-ons to the game other than, you know, a DPS meter. And then, you know, something like deadly boss mods to, you know, give us clues and stuff, or timing for specific bosses. Or again, like Healbot if I'm ever gonna, you know, heal again at some point, which is nice. Nice, I've been out of the game since Mist of Pandaria, but now I have a PC. Ooh, that's interesting. While I'd normally just say, oh, well, you know, World of Warcraft's on sale right now, you should totally grab it. I don't actually think it's on sale because of the expansion coming out next week. But if you do have, you know, the game, you'd always try it out again as well. I know that they actually had a free login campaign that happened over the weekend. So in theory, you actually could have just logged in and played the game over the weekend if you wanted to, you know, try it out again. But I know that is kind of come to an end since the expansion again is coming out very soon. But like, if you're ever going to jump back into it, like, this is the perfect time probably to do it, because you know, a lot of people are probably jumping back in for the first time, especially after Shadowlands, which I think drove a lot of players away. And I think there's a lot of, like, good changes to the game. Ooh, look at that, we got an upgrade on these boots already. That's nice. I think there's a lot of good quality of life upgrades to bring people back to the game. So I think there's going to be a lot of people playing again. So yeah, I think it's probably the perfect time to jump back in if you haven't played in a while, for sure. By the way, you know, I could use all the armor that, you know, they gave me here by doing this, but I have, like, all of the heirlooms, so we may as well just, you know, use all these. We'll get this one that gives our entire bloodlust. Okay. And whoop. Okay. Then we can actually bind this to our bar here. Also, I think I'm going to need to turn on more action bars. So we're going to do that, and then that. And the best part is, I actually love now that the action bars are actually in the middle of the screen now, which is cool. I'm actually not going to put Fell Rush there. I'm going to put that there. This can go here. Arcane Torrent is like a good, like, silencing ability. Let's put that there for now. And Spectral Slate, I think, can go up there. Okay, I like the way that looks. Also, you know, my character, you know, looking like it's, you know, World of Warcraft the original with this outfit. This is, of course, one of the original, you know, leather tier sets.
Remember, Nothing is more important. Activate all 3 gateways and summon in the rest of our forces. I'll cut a hole.
I'm not gonna lie, I could totally get used to this, the slow fall ability that we got here. I'm totally using it to just kind of bounce around.
I will move ahead. Find Alara.
I present you with a gift from Lord Illidan himself.
Also, I like how I've already had the Fell Saber ever since we started. But they're like, by the way, here's where you get the Fell Saber, so now you can have them mount to roll around.
Volcano foothold. Ashton, forward!
Did I just see one of the gateways activate? I want a full report! Now!
Alright, oh man, we got a bonus objective here. And we got everything. I'm actually kind of sad because we don't have access to the mailbox in this area. Because there's actually an item sitting in the mailbox from the WoW dev team. Which, of course, since we're celebrating the 18-year anniversary of World of Warcraft, there's actually a XP buffing item in your inventory as well, just waiting for you to help you kind of level any new characters like this. And I kind of wish I had access to it in this area, because then we could just get a little bit farther ahead rather than, you know, just working with what we got here. Actually, let's cash in this quest first. Also, I kind of wish Azeroth Autopilot was up to date so that I could just have it automatically accept quests for me, so I don't have to keep, you know, clicking through this. Ooh, we got a bonus treasure chest. We got Fell Crystal Fragments. Crush these crystals to gain a chance to deal fire damage and increase movement for 10 minutes. Ooh. That's for 10 minutes. I might as well just use it for now. And I'm pretty sure this bonus objective continues down here, so let's just go down here. All our cool mount. Also, I have a pretty sizable mount collection, as you can probably imagine. Ooh, never mind. It's on my other account where I've got a ton of mounts. I've only got, you know, 51 mounts here, so I got a lot, but I don't really have a ton. But, you know, I got some of these mana rays. I got a lot of mounts from old raids, which is pretty cool. I've even got, you know, the chauffeured Mechano Hog, you know, the heirloom mount, so you can actually use a mount while you're not actually level enough to get that. Only 51. Yeah, I know. That's not enough. I'm sorry. I need more, okay? Again, I actually have 2 different WoW accounts, and again, I'm actually on my newer WoW account here, because I probably have like 200 plus on my other one. But yeah, here I just don't have as many of them, unfortunately. Ooh, actually, we should try out the new. This is the mount, by the way, you get for the collector's edition of Dragonflight. Look at that! Look at that cool mount. It's so big that I have to like zoom out for us to see its cool animation. Look at that! Look how cool that looks. I love kind of the look he has, including like the antlers he's got here. Those are pretty cool, and he's got like a beard made out of plants and stuff. That's a cool looking mount. It looks out of place here in this area, which, well, I'll probably switch back to the Fell Saber. But I got some cool mounts in there.
It's too far away. I can't carry any more of those.
Also, just gonna throw another as well, MG Bale. Like, I don't even have like a very good computer. I'm actually playing this on like a gaming laptop at the moment that I'm also, you know, doing the live stream from. So I actually, you know, pumped down the graphic settings a little bit because it actually looks a lot better than this. But like, one of the nice things about WoW is it kind of like runs on pretty much everything, including a potato at this point. So you don't really even have to have like really good computer specs to be able to play this game. In fact, I've actually been playing this on my my Microsoft Surface that I actually got from our friends over at Microsoft, and it actually runs pretty well there too, which is nice. I just want to loot these guys. Why does it keep blowing stuff up? All right, there we go. I thought 51 would be a lot, but I found the use of only funny. Yeah, I mean, but when you consider when you buy all of the racial mounts, like whenever you level up a character, let's say, of a certain race to level 10, you can then buy all the mounts for that race, and then likewise you can earn the rest of them through reputation. When you buy all of those mounts, which are super cheap, they actually pad your mount count by quite a bit, and you basically you're already pretty much close to 50 at that point anyways, and then from there, even getting a lot of the mounts you just get from the main story or just doing the main quest in a lot of areas, over the years, like it's actually easy to amass a number of mounts, like pretty close to the 100s anyways. So that's why I said only, because it's actually a lot lower than what someone who's probably been playing the game for a while is, or low in comparison to how long I've actually been playing this game. Because again, I've been playing the game long enough that my mount count actually should be way higher than what it is on this particular account, where I just don't have it today. This should probably close that up. Oh, one more thing. We'll just kill this one demon and that should do it. Right. So we gained a new level and a new ability. Torment taunts the target to you. So we haven't actually selected our spec yet. So I will just move that back here because I think it just has me in as the DPS spec at the moment. Oh, nice. Ribo helped me with a decent mid-range PC recently, so we could get it looking pretty sweet. I also want to jump into Classic. Yeah, Classic's pretty fun, especially now that we got, Wrath of the Lich King in there. Although, again, you can kind of pick, any whatever flavor you want for Classic, which is kind of cool. I like Classic as well, but one of the things I don't love about it is, like, if you don't have a lot of friends, or you're not in, like, a good guild, I think it's, like, hard to find content a lot of times, especially without, Group Finder for stuff. Can say what you want about Group Finder and some of the toxic groups you run into with Group Finder. I actually kind of like going through Group Finder for some stuff, or I like the convenience of it when I just want to do a dungeon or something like that. Versus in Classic, anyways, it becomes a big hassle to do a lot of that stuff. You're spamming, chat to try and find a group. So it's little things like that I don't love about it. But it also gives you like a nice break and a different, change of pace from, the normal game. And plus you can jump into Classic, with and the base game or the main experience on the same subscription, which is nice too. So you don't really have like a separate subscription for it, and you don't have to buy Classic or anything like that, which is pretty cool. Like, it just comes with your subscription. So in theory, you just never have to buy expansion packs at that point. There you go.
My eyes! My eyes!
But he just summoned his eyes outside of his eyes to go attack me. I don't know why he's complaining about his eyes. Right. I keep forgetting that we have a mount that I'm just not using. Wondering. I don't have a portable mailbox, unfortunately.
Your soul will be
But yeah, at some point I would love to do like when eventually they add it again, I would love to do like a classic like ICC raid or like Black Temple or something like that at some point. I think that would be like super fun to get like a group together, either in the community or just playing from outside the community to do something like that. I think that would be like really cool if we could actually find enough people to actually do Classic with. I think that'd be pretty cool.
There are demon hunters on my world, Doom Commander. This is unacceptable.
Also, fun fact, if you're enjoying this World of Warcraft talk here, we're actually going to be doing an episode of the RPG Cave on Monday with myself and Seth and Lachlan, all about World of Warcraft as well. So this will not actually be the end of our World of Warcraft talk. In fact, like the night, Dragonflight goes live, we'll have that episode live where we're talking about the game. And that's going to be super fun. So I'm actually like super excited to trade World of Warcraft stories with Seth and Luckleth. I think that's going to be like a super fun show, I think.
Lord Illidan knows the way. If we don't meet again, die well.
Also, I love how we're, like, even without the experience gaining item that we're to get when this is over, we're actually like blowing through levels here to the point where like we're actually farther leveled now than we normally would be when we do this experience just when the game came out, which is pretty cool. So I think we want to practice our tanking here. So obviously, we started off here with Havoc, which is the DPS spec, but I think we're gonna switch to tank and just play through the rest of this campaign as tank. So then that way I can do this. Oh wow, that's a lot of wow. Absolutely, Sean Capri. I hope you're having a lovely, lovely night, good sir. I hope you're having fun, by the way, watching, or at least when you're. I hope you had fun watching the World Cup earlier today. Despite my, misgivings about the World Cup, about how much I just don't care about the World Cup. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Also, this is totally new, so the talent points are totally back from back in the day, and I have no idea how to spend any of these because I haven't looked up any guides yet for spending talent points. I think we probably grab this blazing path now. So then that way, Infernal Strike gains an additional charge, which is good. This is like a leap ability. So let's take a look at and see what our abilities are. So we got Demon Spikes, Surge with Power, increasing your armor by 62. So I think that'll put that up here. Usually my middle row is usually either cooldowns or specific survival abilities. So in this case, that's where I'm going to put Demon Spikes at. Infernal Strike, leap in the air towards a targeted location, dealing 29 fire damage to all enemies with 6 yards. So that's kind of our AoE taunting ability. Shears an enemy for 40 physical damage and shatters a lesser soul fragment on your target. So that does a lot of damage, but it requires resources. Soul Cleave, viciously strike up to 5 enemies in front of you for and heal yourself for 29. Consumes up to 2 soul shards. There, okay. And then we've got our Mastery, which is Fell Blood, which increases our armor. Okay, cool. Which is all tank stuff. Killing target will sometimes shatter their soul, leaving a soul fragment behind for 20 seconds. The soul fragment will be consumed when you approach it, healing you for 205 health. Consuming a lesser soul fragment will heal you for 6% of all damage taken for the last 5 seconds. Okay, cool. So that's just our soul shatters right there. And of course, this is just our, increased damage and stuff, tank stuff. I really wish someone would get me a McDonald's drink. I'm very, very comfortable in my chair right now. Very nice, my friend. I actually probably would have been like, hey, you should come hang out in Discord with me, but I don't want you to get out of your chair, Sean, because, I'm glad that you're at least relaxing, because it is or at least, after work anyways for you. But yeah, hope you're having a relaxing evening. So this is Sigil Flame. Place a Sigil Flame at a target location that activates after 2 seconds. Deals 9 fire damage and an additional 26 fire damage over 6 seconds to all enemies affected by the sigil. Okay, so that's like, these are 2 of our AoE abilities. We kind of want to lump them together, and then we'll have like our single target stuff off the side there.
You do not belong here.
But yes, if only Sean Capri wanted to talk World of Warcraft, then we would have him come on the World of Warcraft episode with me and Luckleth and Seth next week. Because I'm actually, again, as I was just mentioning, when you came in here, Sean, I'm very, very excited for that RPG Cave episode. I'm so excited to trade, World of Warcraft stories with Seth and Luckleth, and I think that's going to be a super fun episode. And kind of like a great way to celebrate a new World of Warcraft expansion. Because, say what you will about World of Warcraft, I think it's always exciting when a new expansion comes out from this game.
I'm out of range. I need a target.
I think that Shadow Portal was actually increasing my ability, but whatever. I've actually been here the entire time. Oh man. Oh, so you're stealthing here, I see. Well, I'll tell you what, Sean. I've also been playing this other game. I don't know if you've heard of it. Called God of War Ragnarok. You know, it's that game with the boy and that Kratos dude. I don't know how I feel about that game. I'm interested to have a discussion with it with Court Lalone tomorrow morning on the PlayStation Drive. But I don't know. I'm just not really like. I don't know what it is about that game. I'm not like super into it. Like I like it. But I don't really love the way the combat and the way that it plays. It's just there's a lot about that game I don't really love. But the story is really good. Like I'm enjoying the narrative that's there so far. That I've been playing that God of War Ragnarok game. When Sean says what game, I've been playing Pokemon and I help myself for it. I actually am like so. I told Sean originally I wasn't gonna pick up Pokemon, but I noticed at Shoppers Drug Mart they actually have a redemption event that's happening tomorrow, and I have a bunch of PC points saved up from or Optimum points saved up, so I can actually get the game for free if I want to. If I want to get Pokemon, or I could spend it on any other myriad of things tomorrow. But I'm thinking I might get it for free because at that point I'm not giving the Pokemon Company money. At that point, I'm just getting the game for free at that point. But we'll see. Sean says, "Don't contribute." All right, Sean. You know what? Sean says not to. I will do that. You can buy literally anything else. That's true. That's true. But Shoppers Drug Mart is already like really terrible for games. And with what's funny, I don't know if you saw their Black Friday deals, Sean, but they sold out very, very, very quickly. Where like every game that was literally on sale is sold out. So their website is like in shambles right now because it's got barely any games on it anymore. Yeah. Oh no. Now I've got like the devil and the angel on my shoulders, Kato telling me to buy it and then Sean telling me not to. I don't even know who I listen to at this point. I feel like I need like a third opinion. I kind of need, MG Bale to tell me what I should do, or I need Seth in here to tell me should I get Pokemon at this point. I need some good advice on this one. Don't listen to the quitter. Jesus, Sean. Wow, way to be humble, Sean. Although actually, I do run the punishment if I pick it up because I still actually co-host a show with Sean. Is like I run the risk too if I just end up picking it up and Sean knows about it, I will never hear the end of it from Sean, I think. So I do have to kind of weigh that into whether or not I actually, if I were to ever pick up the game. Because I care about what Sean thinks, believe it or not. I do. I really do.
I've sacrificed everything.
It's so much fun. I don't regret buying it. I just hate that I love it. Pick it up, podcast with Sean, and then quit. I don't know if I could do that to Sean. I'd feel really bad if I quit because of Sean. But also too, do I feel like the fact that I podcast with someone, do I feel like that should play into whether or not I pick up a game? Because I don't know if that I necessarily need to do that.
The servants of Illidan must succeed.
Also, my phone is going off with all kinds of, I'm used to it. Lots of practice. Honestly, I know how to deal with it really well by now. That makes me feel even worse about it, Sean. That makes me just be like, well, no, actually, I'm probably now I know I need to. Now I know I can't go anywhere now. Although I'd actually be really sad if I actually ended up quitting because I love doing the shows with Sean so much. Like especially like when we did the Xbox Drive this week, that was like super fun. I actually had like. That was like the highlight of my week this week. Between that and doing the Black Friday episode with Garrett, like both of those podcasts this week were like the two highlights for me this week. So I would never want to actually give that up if I'm being perfectly honest. Which is why I told Sean a long time ago. He's kind of stuck with me forever at this point, and he's just got to deal with it because I'm pretty much not going anywhere at this point, regardless of what he tries to do. All right, we're gonna sell all this stuff. Because we've already, you know, gotten it from Transmog, if we cared about that. We don't really care about that. Also, I totally have an authenticator, but it's saying that I don't. So, I don't know what's going on there. And these are good. Let's just keep those there.
Don't give in to the power of the Legion.
Man, these demons are like super huge, so I'm like, man, they should be like a little more intimidating, but then I'm just mowing through these dudes like it's nobody's business, because I've got these two, you know, giant looking weapons here. Ooh, I picked up Sonic Frontiers today. Yes, I actually saw the digital version go on sale. So did you actually, and Cowabunga Collection and Trials HD? Dude, that's so awesome. First of all, anytime you want to play Turtles, Sean, let me know. We should play Turtles sometime. But second of all, I'm actually excited to hear what you have to say about Sonic, because I actually think you're gonna actually like that game. So I'm excited to hear what you got to say after you start playing that game, because I think it's gonna be good. And I feel like, you know, slowly but surely we are turning Sean into a Sonic fan, and I'm so excited about this. Yeah, kiddo, they actually it wasn't on sale digitally when Black Friday started, but then they put it up today on sale for whatever reason. I waffled on the Mega Man 30th Anniversary Collection and decided against it. Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know if you need every single Mega Man game ever. And plus, if I'm not mistaken, I think you already own some of the Anniversary Collections too. But yeah, you don't necessarily need that. Unless you're, you know, a Mega Man fan. In which case, it's actually like a really good deal if you know, never picked up any of the collections before, and you want to play some Mega Man. But also, like, I think the X collections are pretty cheap as well, if that's like more your style and stuff like that. So, a lot of good options out there.
I'm out of range.
I'd rather play a broken Pokemon game than any form of a Sonic game. I feel like I might have the X collection on Swift, maybe, and I liked the stream. Oh, well, thank you so much for liking the stream. By the way, you know, everyone out there, if you haven't liked the stream already, please consider liking the stream, and of course subscribe to us if you haven't subscribed already. All that stuff definitely helps it get discovered. In fact, we actually end up having when people actually like the stream, we actually get a lot of times we actually get the streams promoted on YouTube after they're over, and we actually end up having a lot of people coming in and watching the stream out, like on a video on demand later, which is like super cool to see. I actually love when people, you know, hit us up later and saying, you know, I didn't get the chance to watch live, but I'm glad that this is here to come watch later. And you guys liking the videos definitely helps a lot of people actually discover us, which is pretty sweet. I'm actually unsubbing. Oh, I'm sorry, Kato. Well, you know what, Kato? Even if you unsub now, I know we'll get you back at some point. You won't stay away forever. You're kind of you know, bound to us a little bit here. You're gonna come back. I know you will. We'll find some way to hook you. You know, whether I have to, you know, get luck with to come on here and do an Animal Crossing stream to do that, we will find a way to get you to come back. I'm confident about it. If you get Pokemon, I will resub again. That's some pure pressure. You're trying to see how far I'll go for a sub, and I don't know if I'll go that far for a sub. I do want your support, but I don't know if I need to go buy an $80 or $100 game here in Canada to buy one sub. I don't know if it's worth it.
Lady Satheno requested I join you. I can't attack that target.
Sounds like something a quarter would do. Jesus, Sean. Sean's so mean, you guys. All right, we're gonna hop out here. We don't have our Fell Rush ability, so it's a little bit slower to kind of move around. But I don't know. I kind of like the tanking abilities that we got here. Also, we got another talent point. We got a Vengeance one, and I guess we're gonna pick Fell Devastation because literally it's the only thing we can select. So what does this do? Fell Devastation. Cost 50 fury. Unleash the Fel within you, damaging enemies directly in front of you for 152 fire damage over 2 seconds. And it's got like a 1 minute cooldown. So that's like one of our more powerful abilities.
Succulent marrow, crunchy.
Sean is so mean to me, no wonder why I quit. Oh my god. Mom and Dad, please stop fighting in the chat. I love both of you.
Between the Legion and the Knight. We will not last much longer if those devastators are not destroyed.
Last I saw.
Also, I have to throw this out here at this point. I'm surprised my PC hasn't melted yet at this point, because Sean, I'm currently playing this on my old PC while I live stream it on the Surface, and it's chugging a bit, but it's doing something because it doesn't love the fact that I'm like pushing out my monitor source as an HDMI source, but we'll get there. We're getting there.
Up here, I can sense your uncertainty.
That's a great setup. Yeah, honestly, I'm glad that I actually have two computers in this type of scenario, especially because again, I don't have a nice PC, so I kind of had to like, this is kind of the best I could kind of shimmy together. And plus, I don't know if this will actually be the last World of Warcraft stream that we do, because again, this game comes out on Monday, and I'm going to be playing it on Monday. So I wonder if we do like a post RPG stream where we actually play this game on stream on Monday. I'm thinking about it. Also, I kind of wish like I've got like this this ability where I can like jump on a space there, but I kind of wish I had like a charging ability that could charge me towards the enemies. Why don't you play on the Surface and then stream to the old PC? Well, actually, Sean, believe it or not, the game actually runs better on the old PC than it does on the Surface. So that's why I'm playing it here. Whereas the Surface is actually better at running OBS. Don't ask me how all that works. It just works that way somehow. What kind of graphics card do you have? So I have, I'd have to look. I know it's like a NVIDIA 1650 Ti in this computer, I think. It's definitely an much older, graphics card, because obviously I've had this computer for like 5 years now. But it is definitely not your top of the line graphics card or anything. God, these spiders are so annoying, just jumping in my way like that.
There are others around the fortress.
Well, again, I might not have the right numbers. I'd have to pull up the control panel to check, and I don't know if I want to do that while I'm playing the game. Or actually, you know what? I kind of want to answer Sean's question. Let me just go here. I'm gonna click away for a second. And hopefully nothing breaks while I go to the control panel. Have a look. All right, let me see here. Boom. Oh no, it's not listed there. Oh no. As you can tell, it's been a long time since I had to look up my graphics card, so that's why I don't have it memorized. Because again, I've got a laptop. It's not great. We've got, oh no, yeah, it is a NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1650. That's what I've got. NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1650. That's what I've got to play this game. I've also got, 8 gigs of RAM on this computer. And again, I think WoW runs great, but I've also got a bunch of other things open. I've got Discord open and some other stuff, so it's not... I've actually lowered the graphical settings while we play. But it's not running at, like, the normal frame rate it actually usually runs at when I'm playing it kind of off stream. Just because again, I'm also again mirroring the display across, or sending the display through my capture card, while also keeping it on this monitor, because my capture card itself would introduce a ton of latency, and I don't want to play that way. So that's kind of why it's I've got more, like the system resources are a lot more strained than they usually are, if that makes sense.
They've slain me.
You will be avenged, my love.
Also, I'm gonna totally have to get used to clicking areas on the ground to stomp on. Hit me up with your other specs later. I'll be decommissioning Chelsea's PC, and she's gonna be using the Surface, so I might have parts to send you. Oh, well, but here's the thing, Sean. I don't have a desktop, so this is a laptop. So like, I don't know how much other than the RAM, I can't really change out a lot of the parts on this thing. I'm kind of locked in with what I got here. Or at the very least, I've never... Yeah, they're both laptops. So that's the thing. Like, I'm basically using the HDMI out on this laptop into a capture card. Well, again, obviously having... So it's basically pushing the video into both places at once. And then, of course, streaming from the Surface itself. So it's handling the OBS and whatnot. But yeah, they're both laptops. That's one of the things where eventually, Sean, I probably should buy a desktop PC at some point, or at least, put one together. But I just honestly haven't done that yet. But also just, again, I don't play enough PC games really to need to do that. It would obviously be helpful for streaming. But, like, especially if I wanted to stream WoW or, other PC games, or even, just helping with the stability of OBS. But, I'm not like rushing out there so I can, use Steam sales and stuff like that too, going from there. Also, I also think, WoW actually runs pretty well on the Steam Deck. So I know that that's actually an option too, is to get like a Steam Deck and then run it there as well. So there, I'm even like considering that option as well. Like I think I've got a lot of options available to me, and it's really just finding the right deal. Yeah, pushing out two sources is taxing for sure. Yeah, for sure. That's why again, like it actually runs better than this when I'm not streaming. So actually, again, I think this computer is actually pretty good for WoW as it is, which is why I don't feel like I need to update just for this game in particular.
And the coil scar follow.
But yeah, like it's on the docket of things I got to look at. Just like I have, I eventually do need to buy a new TV at some point because I still haven't done that yet. Like it's nice to be in here with this room and play games on my very fancy 32-inch monitor. But I do want to get a TV to even just to watch movies on and stuff like that. So again, I've got a lot of stuff on the list of like things I need to save my money for down the road. I'll tell you what, though. I am actually really enjoying kind of going back to this game, first of all, after a while. But then also just playing Demon Hunter actually is pretty fun. Like, I like this tank setup here with the skills and stuff. I like this play style a lot. So I'm actually like pretty glad I went with this choice, I think. Versus playing a Death Knight or a Warrior, especially because I've played those classes a ton already. Also, we gotta wait for this person to respawn. Or respawn, I should say. Come on. While we do that... Oh, there. I was about to pull up my toys, and we could just start playing with a bunch of toys while we wait for this person to come back.
Will consume you. They're stealing our seed.
My Black Friday is searching for Black Friday deals. I learned that I already own Fear on PC. Nice. Fear is pretty awesome. What class do you think is a good class for someone who hasn't played the game in about 8 years? So, first of all, I guess it just kind of depends on what you want to play. Like the as far as, you know, if you want to heal, if you want to tank, or if you want to do damage. I talked a lot about it a little bit earlier, but I actually think Warrior in particular is actually a really good starting class for someone who's never played before. Or I should say like someone who's like a returning player, because they kind of keep it simple. They have two really good like melee DPS classes that are really easy to learn. And then its tanking class is also like really easy to learn as well. So I think they're actually like Warrior is actually a good class for people returning, because it's just like, it's a class that's always usually really good, combined with the fact that it's just easy to pick up and play. Whereas also if you want to play as like a spellcaster, then I think Mage is actually a good place to start. Because again, similarly to what I talked about with Warrior, it's got like, it's a class that's always, you know, been good in the game, combined with the fact that it's just like easy to pick up and play. Whether you're playing, you know, any of the 3 specs, you'll find one that you probably really enjoy playing. And then if you want to heal, or if you want to have like a lot of versatility, like if you want to try a bunch of different stuff, then what I would actually suggest for that is Shaman. I actually think Shaman's a really underrated class that a lot of people just don't think about, where, you know, it has like a spellcaster class on it. It also has like a really good melee class that's just really easy to learn and pick up and play. And then it's got like a really easy healing spec to learn as well, with Restoration. So those would be my 3 picks, depending on what you want to do. If you want to tank it all, or if you want to play like a melee class, pick Warrior. If you want to play something ranged, play a Mage. And if you want like a good like versatile class, then I'd pick Shaman. But you do you as well. Like, one of the things that actually I think factors a lot into a decision like that is like, you know, what class fantasy do you like? Like, what do you like playing? Because more than anything, like, you don't necessarily need, I think with this game in particular, like, a lot of people think a lot about, you know, putting numbers down for, you know, DPS numbers and stuff like that. Like, they put a lot of importance on that. But as long as you're having fun playing the game, or if you're playing a class that you like playing, like, that's what matters more than anything. So even though those are like the easiest to learn, like if you want to play something like, I don't know, like a Death Knight, which I think is a little bit harder to learn, then I think like absolutely you should play it if you enjoy it, or if you just want to, you know, try it out. Well, I also picked up Diablo 2 on PC. Very nice, dude. Yeah, I haven't. I have Diablo 2 Resurrected on Xbox. So I don't think it's crossplay, but if it was, I would say we should play it sometime, because Diablo 2 is actually pretty fun, and we all kind of missed out on it, you know, last year, I think.
Trust in Lord, whatever you choose, it will feel good.
Also, it says Sean Capri is currently away on Battle.net right now. Just saying, because we're already BNet friends, Sean. All right, so we got another Demon Hunter point. So this is just general skills. So we have Vengeful Retreat, which just allows us to jump backwards. I don't know how often we'll use that as a tank, so I don't really care about that. Imprison. So imprisons a demon, beast, or humanoid, incapacitating them for 1 minute. Damage will cancel this effect. Limit 1. And then we've got Shadow Restoration. The healing of Shattered Souls is increased by 5%. So I like some of the passive skills that are down here, and we're going to want to get this anyways. But we're also going to need to take Imprison at some point, even though I know we'll never use it this early in the game. But I think I'm just going to get this one out of the way, because then we can get some of our better skills after we get this. Let's just take that out. And we'll actually just move this up to our bar here. Since, again, we're basically using this, like, once in a blue moon kind of thing.
Are all that stands between the Legion.
Oh, look, we can pick what specialization we want to play, even though, again, we've been playing as a specialization this whole time. We'll just say Vengeance, so it doesn't bug me to flip between them.
What have you given?
Teach the Vengeance specialization to
Teach us what
other
you have
hunters.
learned.
I could destroy the Legion on my own.
So we're just going to teach all these people here.
I want more power. The demonic energy. I
Oh,
feel
we have to. I think we have to teach
deadlier.
it to our teacher. There.
I can feel it coursing through my veins, altering my body.
Then we
Do
need
not
to
give
teach it to
in
this
to
dude
the
in the
power
corner.
of the Legion.
Wait,
Go.
I can't contain.
He couldn't contain the power, so he just kind of I taught him how to do new stuff, and he couldn't control it, so he just blew himself up. That's fun.
Come on, let's get up there.
Alright, so we're gonna ride to the Fellhammer. We're actually getting close to the
Good
end
luck
of
to
this
all.
area, and then we can kind of like
I
pick
will
and
get the
choose
rest of us up there.
where we go from here. Because one of the things, if you haven't played in a while, like MG Bale, I know since you haven't played in a while, one of the interesting things that they added to the game is they actually added it so that you can actually choose what storyline you want to do. So you don't have to do, like, you don't have to jump into Shadowlands, or we don't have to do like 10 levels of, Burning Crusade and then 10 levels of Lich King and stuff like that. You can kind of choose where you want to go level. There is an optimal path as to where to pick. Like Warlords of Draenor is actually the expansion that gives you the most experience with the least amount of work to start with. So like that's a good place to start. And then from there you can kind of like pick and choose whatever flavor of WoW that you kind of want to do at that point, which is kind of cool.
Once the others fly up here. Hurry.
You and your demon hunters are
But yeah, that was something that they added at like the end of
to me, but Sargeras
that's something they added at the end of Battle for Azeroth, which is kind of cool.
We are all that stands between the Legion and annihilation.
I was gonna say, I was wondering where the heck that was.
It's too far away. I need to get closer.
Also, I still haven't built up enough fury to use Foul Devastation. I feel like I need to basically just like concentrate on getting that if I want to actually use it. These enemies just die so quickly anyways that it almost doesn't matter that I just wait around for it.
I'm out of range.
Fire.
I need a target.
Grab the keystone. Let's get to the portal
And
down below
she's dead.
and back to the Black Temple.
Easy peasy. Has anyone tried Lego Brawls? I have not tried Lego Brawls, Kato. I've heard mixed things about it, but I have not actually tried it myself.
My life is dedicated to destroying the Burning Legion.
Also, that's just one of those games too that I think a lot of people missed out on because it could have been, in the fighting game of the year conversation instead of something like Sifu, but I think a lot of people missed out on playing Lego Brawls. So they're just like, oh, we just forgot this game that came out this year. Alright, so now we gotta go back to the Black Temple to then kind of finish this thing.
Lord Illidan has fallen.
Illidari! Avenge the master!
You bear the mark of his corruption. And so the demon's blood within you will be your prison. Take them to the vault. There they shall be with the betrayer forever.
Years later.
The time has come, Cortana. Prove your loyalty.
Anu Dorini Tala.
The Legion has broken the seal! Quickly, sisters! Defend the vault! Lady Maev, we need you!
There is something I must do first. Illidari, I've spent my entire life as keeper of the wicked. Thousands of years, my only solace, knowing the world is kept safe from your kind. But I would do anything to save Azeroth. Even if it means releasing you. Will you help us, Demon Hunter?
So there we go. Well, we're at kind of the tail end of this area. Basically, the beginning of this storyline takes place during Burning Crusade, and then we're imprisoned, and then we get freed, so we can go join the Legion storyline, which happened a long time ago in like the WoW canon. This is now like multiple expansions ago at this point. Well, I guess I have to hit this switch first, or not. I have to actually hit the cages instead. God, I haven't done this starting area in so long. It's been like a really long time since I've done this. So it's just cool to actually go through it again. And this is like, again, like one of the more, this was when like WoW was trying to be a little more cinematic with its storytelling, where there's a lot of these like cutscenes throughout the story, throughout Legion. I guess they were learning a little bit from the release of Final Fantasy XIV around that time. And it becoming a lot more popular. So again, I kind of liked the Legion storyline. It was really cool. It was definitely like Legion was probably like the last great expansion, I think, for World of Warcraft. And then like Battle for Azeroth was just okay, I think. And then Shadowlands was just, I think the story in Shadowlands was good, but then when you got past, when you got to kind of the end game, it just wasn't as good. Like the post-game support just wasn't as good for Shadowlands. Or it just was kind of boring, because a lot of it was like very similar. Like you were fighting very similar enemies in very similar locations. Like it became still a lot quicker than something like Burning Crusade or Lich King or even something like Cataclysm, because it used a lot of the normal Azeroth world. But then you went to specific locations there and fought enemies that were just new to the game that way.
It's too far away. I'm out of range. It's too far away. I need to get closer. I need to target something first.
I gotta say, I'm having a hard time getting people to trigger my Sigil of Flame, which is just a trap that I just set.
I hope my Ev was right about freeing you, Demon Hunter. Go on. I will hold the line.
And I think we're going to continue to take down these portals. We gotta free some of our friends. There we go.
The Wardens seek our help? Things must be desperate.
Sense demons nearby. After all.
It has been a long time since Mardoom. I am ready for another.
find the rest of these dudes. Oh, yeah, there's like a specialty right here. But he's not so tough, it looks like, when you get past him. We got Liko's Lash. It's a trinket. Your equips have a chance to grant you a bunch of agility. It's not better, I think, than our trinkets that we got.
We will need weapons and supplies if we are to get out of here.
I will go ahead and secure the elevators.
Alright, this should be the last one.
Blades are ready. I will check on the situation ahead.
And then we just need to finish up with our bonus objective, which will give us a ton of XP.
It's too far away.
And there we go. 50 quests completed. And we got a new ability. Immolation Aura. Engulf yourself in flames, radiating a bunch of fire damage over 20 seconds. Ooh, it also generates. So maybe we're at there. Because it looks like he uses this quite often. So 26-second cooldown. And again, like, even though I've played Demon Hunter before, I'm like relearning all these abilities. Especially because I've never really played like... I've only played Demon Hunter DPS, but I've never played a tank before. So I'm never really... I don't know like half the tank skills for this class at this point.
So the desperate warden has turned to her enemies.
It's just cool just learning all this stuff all over again. As someone who's played this game forever.
You will have to face me.
Ul'dan could never access this chamber. One of my wardens has betrayed me.
As I, too, have felt betrayal by my own kind.
Until next time.
So it looks like we're going to go stop Ul'dan from taking all the demon hunters. And that was like a whole storyline that was in Legion where the demon hunters were being, you know, corrupted by the Burning Legion and then being forced to work with them, just like this warden who kind of, you know, helped them out here. And that was like a whole storyline there that, you know, it was the demon hunters that were freed here versus the demon hunters that were, you know, controlled by Gul'dan.
But his soul is not done fighting. We have work to do before he is ready.
Hurry then. The wardens are coming with the Illidari in tow.
Ooh, they are desperate. Illidan, now you belong to the Legion.
Cortana! You will answer to the High Council for this!
Judge me all you like, sister, but you cannot stop us.
You are too late, Warden. This vault will be your...
Demon Hunters, you have to survive. Find the one named Archmage Khadgar. You can trust him. Illidan is still my charge!
God, I guess we're gonna fight these two big guys with the sword, or I guess they're dead already because I guess someone got through here before me. I guess they must have skipped through the cinematic, which is just funny. Well, while we wait for that, let's go through some of my toys here. We're gonna see what does the Accursed Tome of Sangreal do? Oh, it gives us this little cool green thing in front of our face. That's cool. I guess we gotta fight these guys now, since they're already kind of fighting our thing. We can now use our immolation aura. We'll throw down like a fire trap.
Just like old times, eh? Do not speak to me of old times, Ultras. You betrayed Illidan.
Ooh, and these bad guys will last long enough where I can actually use this ability, Fell Devastation, that I've been wanting to use for a while. In fact, actually, I think having Immolation Aura will actually allow me to get build up the ability first.
What did you give?
Yeah, it'll allow you to build up Fury a lot easier, so then we can actually use our other abilities there.
Lord Illidan knows the way. Do not give in to the power of the Legion.
Alright, we gotta go ride a Fellbat.
Hurt the Warden.
Fool! You would trust the Warden. She hates us almost as much as the Legion.
Summon Ogre Gladiators to battle for your entertainment. Let's see what that does.
You are a leader with no followers.
So, are they going to do anything, or are they just going to stand on top of each other like that? Or is that them battling? Is just them just like on top of each other, like doing that? I don't know what's going on anymore with this game. Well, they never said WoW was perfect. You know, sometimes you just get moments like this where you're like, well, all right then. Well, enough waiting around. Let's go get our Fellbat on. Use this to kind of get around faster.
Hold the line, Demon Hunters. We fight in
It's
Lord
too far
Illidan's
away.
name.
I need a target.
Again, like Immolation Aura seems like a really good addition to this toolkit. That if I remember correctly, it was like, I think it used to be on like a longer cooldown, or I think like they've changed the way that this skill works. So it seems like it'll be like a much better item, like thing in my toolkit now. Ooh, I want to go take out this guy, Cat the Razor.
I need to get closer.
Fruitless demon hunter. Lord Gul'dan sees all.
I don't really have like an interrupt that I can use. But I can do this. Just burn him with our eyes. He's got blue eyes that are attacking me. We got Inquisitor's Glowing Eye, which is a necklace, which isn't as good as the heirloom necklace that we have, so we will just keep moving.
I don't have a target.
Kane and Ultruis have already gone ahead. Take this Fellbat.
And this should get us. I think this is pretty close to the end. I think there might be one or two things left to do before we get out of the starting area, and then we can kind of just do whatever we want to at this point.
This is sheer madness. The Wardens have lost control of their prison. Death to the Legion. If we don't meet again, die aside from us. The most
Ooh,
powerful
we gotta go.
prisoners
I think
were
we have
sealed
to
on
fight
this
like
level. Word
larger enemies, like kind of like mini bosses.
Death to the Legion.
Because normally this is how you would get a lot of your
Ultras here. Waste no
Demon Hunter
time in
abilities. But we've already, again, it already gives us them because they changed this around from when this was brand new, where you were, you know, starting off with more health. So I don't know if we're gonna get there in time to beat this guy. Come on, we're almost there. Don't die on me.
Join me, demon hunters. I will increase your power beyond imagining. The Wardens will keep us rotting here forever. Why do you fight on their side?
I need to target something.
And
Too close for
easy
my
peasy.
liking. The demon's power is yours.
I need to get closer.
I think the next one's in the southern area. Look at that, we got this big old molten boy in here. In this frost area, apparently. I'm pretty sure these are gonna freeze him. Nope. We managed to jump over the lava. Also, it's worth pointing out that again, like the XP changes are real because normally you would only get 2 levels up in this entire area, and I'm at 6 so far, and we're not even done yet. We're actually pretty close to hitting level 15, which will be nice. That'll open up a lot of dungeons for us. Ooh, there's spooky ghosts in here. And of course there's just a beholder hanging out.
Redirect the final mirror to shatter its shield.
Oh, look at that. I clicked one button and he has been defeated.
Quickly! Everyone out while the creature is stunned!
These are all the creatures that were basically locked up by the wardens over the years.
I have sacrificed everything. What have you given? Trust in Lord Illidan's plan. Do not give. The elevator will be here shortly.
We actually got a
The others are
belt.
waiting for you above.
That's actually an upgrade for us. So let's do that. Then we got more talent points. In fact, we got 3 talent points now, which is nice. So we can get consume magic, consume 1 beneficial magic effect, removing it from the target. That's really good for PvP and also against certain bosses or enemies that we'll run into. Bouncing glaive, throw glaive ricochets an additional 1 time. I don't know how often we'll be using that, but I think we'll need to use it eventually to get this ability here, which is actually kind of where we want to go, because that'll give us our charge, I think. And then improve disrupt increases the range of disrupt by 10 yards. So first of all, I think we want shatter restoration. I think that'll help us heal. And then we got 2 vengeance points. So here we got frailty. Enemies struck by sigil flame are afflicted with frailty for 6 seconds. You heal 8% of all damage you deal to targets with frailty. Okay, so that, like, basically we light them on fire with our sigil, and then we then get extra health whenever we deal damage to them. And fiery brand, which is an instant ability, brand the enemy with a demonic symbol, instantly dealing a whole bunch of fire damage. The enemy's damage done to you is reduced by 40%. So this is a really good boss ability, because then you can again deal a ton of damage to one enemy because it's on a long cooldown, while then also like reducing the amount of damage the boss does to you. And then this is like a good AoE ability. So I think we want fiery brand. I think that's one we want to go with. And then deflecting spikes. Demon spikes also increase your parry chance by 15% for 6 seconds. That's pretty good. And meteoric strikes reduce the cooldown of infernal strike, which is our jumping ability, by 8 seconds. Yo, Lockleth, I hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving evening, a wonderful, wonderful Thursday to you. And thank you so much for coming by the World of Warcraft stream as I get ready for World of Warcraft Dragonflight, which comes out on Monday, which is exciting. And again, Lockleth, of course, I'm actually very excited to talk to you about World of Warcraft on Monday, because that's going to be really sweet. So let's see. So we will Yeah, we'll just keep this here because it's a long cooldown. But got home not too long ago. WoW totally takes me back. Yeah, I mean, and this is some of the newer WoW content because this is because I'm playing as a Demon Hunter and I'm in the Demon Hunter starting area right now from Legion. So it's only a couple of expansions ago. But actually, now that I think about it, like Legion itself came out right after I moved out of my right after I moved out on my own for the first time from having a roommate for years and years and years. Also super excited to talk about the old WoW too. Absolutely. I know Seth as well mentioned he wants to talk a lot about, old WoW as well. Like we'll only talk about new WoW a little bit. Because I do want to obviously talk about, Dragonflight a little bit and then just get people excited for it. But then we're going to talk about a lot of memories as well. Because, like, I have a lot of memories playing this game from, being a guild master and then doing a bunch of raids with friends. And it just, like, World of Warcraft being, like, the place we'd all come hang out. And we would hang out, of course, in Ventrilo, like, well before, Discord even existed. Because it was that long ago that we were really like getting a ton of people together to play this game, and yeah, I think we're gonna have a good time talking about all of our memories with this game. So I think there's a lot to say there.
We destroyed countless demons. You chose the coward's path.
We looked at the pool of judgment.
You were not prepared. The enemy came into our world. Their only desire to extinguish all life. They slaughtered our loved ones. They razed our homes, our cities, and our sacred places. You tried to stop them, and you failed. And so you came to me. Nothing remaining of you but rage and determination. And you learned that the things that once tormented you could give you power. Now you see that there is no sacrifice too great if it brings an end to the burning legion.
But... Lord Illidan... Demonic energies course through our veins. They gnaw at our every thought. What makes us any different from the monsters we fight?
You question the master.
We will not sit idly like those on Azeroth, waiting to become the demon's prey. We will take this war to the Legion's worlds and prey upon them!
Demon hunters, you dare attack the Doom Lord Asgoth in his own domain?
I was trying to tab over to the chat while this cool cinematic is playing, but I can't look at the chat. I saw Lachlan's message. I want to go read it in just a second. But this cinematic's really cool. Nothing gets you pumped up more than like a Blizzard cinematic like this. It's so cool. Again, I love like the art style, how it's like so different from like anything else we usually get in Blizzard games, and they vary up like their art style between all of their different cinematics for the games, which is really cool.
You wish to know the difference between the demons and us. They will stop at nothing to destroy our world.
And we will sacrifice everything to save it.
The Legion will know of this victory, and they will fear you, my Illidari. Now, you are prepared.
I love when they love to like throw in like Illidan just saying you are not prepared and now you are prepared. Like it's like his thing. That's his like trade line thing. All right, going back. Lachlan says I should do some journaling on what I remember from back in the day because it's been like 10 years plus since I last played. I gotta find my Blizzard art book I got a few years ago. Yeah, I mean, yeah, because I also have to do that probably at some point. I kind of want to put my thoughts to paper a little bit before before we have our talk as well. By the way, I don't really care about that choice about where it does with the story because for the most part we don't have to worry about that too much. Yeah, so I'm actually gonna probably write down a lot of the stuff there so that way I'm not like so I don't forget anything important. But yeah, again, I have so many friends and great memories and stuff from WoW that I'm sure I'll forget to talk about something in particular. And honestly, the game has just changed so much over the years because Lockwood, when you look at this, for example, you might think, oh, this might be an add-on or something like that with the way that this interface looks, but this is actually the way the WoW interface by default with no add-ons actually looks like now. Like they totally actually did like a huge revamp, even just last week with the way everything looks. So it's like something like totally new for even someone like me returning to the game after a while. Or even, WoW Classic is also really a really sweet option if you want to look at like what WoW used to look like as well. Hi Ryan, I've been told you need to buy Pokemon. Apparently Kato was trying to convince me earlier to buy Pokemon and become, according to Sean anyways, part of the problem from what I heard. I've heard if you buy Pokemon, you're part of the problem. Also, hi South, how you doing? I hope you're having a lovely, lovely Thursday evening, good sir. And as well, I just hope you're having a good American Thanksgiving. I hope you had a good day today, my friend. But yes, so we were talking about it earlier where, I have a whole bunch of points that I could redeem where in theory I could actually redeem it for Pokemon by itself. So I don't actually have to pay for it. But it's one of those things where like, I'd have to live with the shame of owning Pokemon and then coming on and doing a podcast with Sean Capri and then having to hear all about it. And I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. Don't shoot the messenger. Well, again, we're not shooting the messenger here.
Leader of the...
I'm watching Ryan Andor and the kids play on their monitors and Mario Plus Rabbids at the same time. That's amazing. I have terrible service at my aunt's house. This is just barely working. Oh, so it's just like the frame rate on this computer right now while trying to, play World of Warcraft well. Also trying to stream it through a different computer, just out through HDMI. It's a whole adventure we're going on here. But I love you all. Seth, again, huge thank you to just coming up and saying hello. Even if, the internet connection is not the best. I'm glad you came out at least to say hi, and hopefully the internet service is a little bit better at some point. Also, again, all these items we don't really care about. We can probably just sell everything. I was off socials most of the afternoon too. Louisiana has terrible internet as well. Yeah, but it's free. All right, good point.
Speak quickly.
I mean, free internet is better than no internet, I guess. We can just skip this because that's like the Battle for Azeroth cinematic. I endorse it at the price of free. I mean, you can't argue with free. Again, free is better than, not free.
Azeroth must not fall. Remember, nothing is more important than the
So now we got to figure out which of these Horde people are not actually members of the Horde.
I have sacrificed everything. What have you given? If we do not meet again,
All right, we got Throw Glaive. Throw Glaive is a good way of like pulling enemies towards you that are far away, but for the most part, we just don't really use it that much. We got a talent point as well. Let's see what we can use. So we got a Demon Hunter talent point. So once again, we've got these 3 choices we talked about earlier. Again, I don't think I'll ever really use Bouncing Glaive all that often. Consume Magic, I think, like seems like a good spell effect to have. So let's get Consume Magic. I think that's a good ability to have, because then we can then take it like a beneficial magic effect from an enemy and use it on us, since that'll actually be a common in dungeons as well. Oh, so Ryan is buying Pokemon. I haven't decided yet, Kato. Again, both sides are presenting, you know, good arguments, and I'll have to think about it tonight, because the event doesn't happen until tomorrow, as far as the redemption event, to where I can, you know, get it for free. So I will sleep on it, and we will decide what to do. Also, there's just a whole bunch of demons here. So we'll talk to Sylvanas. Ryan, it's free. Well, you have a good point, Kato, but in theory, I could also use that to buy something else at Shoppers Drug Mart for free, or I could keep my points. Although, you know, I will actually probably end up spending my points tomorrow, because again, you basically get double the points to use. So I basically like have an extra $50 to redeem for free, essentially. So I will actually spend it on something. But it's one of those things where I need to find something else probably to grab if I don't get Pokemon. Like, I gotta find another Switch game or something to buy. Because I'm not buying a physical PS5 game, or I'm not gonna buy probably a physical Xbox game. So I gotta find something else if I don't end up getting Pokemon. I do kind of want Taiko no Tatsujin Rhythm Festival, which is that rhythm game. And I do want some other stuff as well. So maybe I do that instead. Or I also don't have Splatoon 3, so that is also an option as well. I could actually get Splatoon 3 instead.
It's too far away. I need to get closer.
I mean, also, I could also buy Mario Strikers, which is Sean's favorite game, though. So there is also that as well. Pokemon is so fun, though. I wish I could give you my copy of Splatoon. I mean, Sean, there'll be a point where there'll be a Splatfest if you guys want to play. I don't know. I feel like Splatoon isn't necessarily over for me just yet, officially. But maybe I'm reading too much into it. Maybe I'm thinking like maybe we won't have a community night for it. But or also, I think I could probably use the points to buy some eShop credit, which then of course I could use towards, you know, renewing my Nintendo Switch Online, because I don't currently have Switch Online. So again, there's a bunch of different directions I can go in here. It doesn't just have to be, you know, buying Pokemon, which is the latest and greatest thing.
What are we if not slaves to this torment?
That's not a very good
We
trick.
are the Forsaken. We will slaughter anyone who stands in our way.
Alright, we will report to the Illidari camp in Orgrimmar. I will add you to my family. Sean, I thought you gave away all of your family spots at Extra Life. What happened? Do you still have more? Or you just couldn't find one of the people, I'm guessing? I don't know. I figured your family was, you know, full of your family. And, you know, people that you treat like your family. Also, I'm ready for the game to chug now that we're in Orgrimmar with this setup. And I'm going to go to the mailbox, and I will get our bonus XP gift, which will be nice. Whole bunch of different stuff here. Invitation from the Time Walkers. Yes, I will get an extra 18% experience until Dragonflight. Sean has unlimited family. Apparently that's what happens when you're Italian. I don't know enough about, you know, Italian people to be able to weigh in on this, saying yay or nay at this point. Oh. I think that actually is over here. Maybe in the Cleft of Shadows? But yeah, Orgrimmar is a cool city. I just wish it ran a little bit better currently with my setup. But this is one of those things where we'll get through this. We're in the Drag, the Cleft of Shadow. We just went to Ragefire Chasm. So like the Olive Garden. I mean, Olive Garden's, I don't know if Olive Garden's really Italian. Kind of is, I guess. Kind of. I think we actually have to go up top here and then go around. I think that should get us there. And if not, then it's like way up there. I do love some Olive Garden. Actually, I'm kind of sad because like I like Olive Garden as well, but we don't really have Olive Garden here. So I haven't been to Olive Garden in like 15 years at this point. So I don't even know if Olive Garden's still good. I imagine it still is. It still probably has really good breadsticks and unlimited salad. It's probably good there, but I don't know. I haven't been there in like many years because it doesn't really exist the way that it is here. Oh my gosh, I want Olive Garden right now, says Sean Capri. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of in Sean Capri's boat because we have Boston Pizza here, which like tries to be like Olive Garden, but it's definitely not Olive Garden. It's definitely not as good. But again, we just haven't. I don't think we have Olive Garden anywhere around here.
The Legion intends to knock us out of the sky. Meet me in Dalaran over Dead Wind Pass. I have a plan. The horrible.
If we do not meet again.
All right, so now we gotta go over here. I'm gonna kind of do the Legion storyline to start, just to get the Legion legendary weapon, and then from there we can then do, go wherever we want from that point. The number one waiter I have ever had was at Olive Garden, still a 10 out of 10 place. It doesn't try to be Olive Garden, says Sean Capri about Boston Pizza. I mean, again, it's the closest place in Toronto that kind of resembles that. Like, well, I guess Boston Pizza is more like Eastside Mario's. But both of them are like, in my eyes, Eastside Mario's and Boston Pizza are basically trying to be like a less good version of Olive Garden, if that makes any sense. Even though, again, it's not like trying to be like an actual legit like Italian restaurant. It's like, you get kind of the same stuff there. I mean, Boston Pizza has Pasta Tuesday there. So, I mean, it technically is trying to be a thing. I don't know. That's just why I correlate those two things together. Also, I love how it just like loads in like that, because it totally has to pop in because again, like the graphic settings are so low at the moment. Oh, he's like around the corner. Maybe. Or he's outside, I guess.
Knowledge is power, but using it wisely is the key. There is much to be done.
Yes, we will do that. Don't care about the cinematic. We just want to skip through to the game itself. Again, we kind of gotta go through all the setup stuff to get to our very first dungeon and whatnot, because I'm excited to try out this tanking spec in a dungeon setting itself to see if we can to see if this is like the right fit. I think, because I feel like this is the right fit, but I want to make sure, like, make doubly sure that that's the case. Also, let's load in everything.
King's honor, friend.
Because my internet connection has to load in everything here. Also, we've got a Drakthar Invoker here, which is like the new class, which is kind of cool. Again, I've played them already. They're pretty fun to play as. Look at this. We got cool horns. We got eyes that are on fire. We're wearing this like very, you know, basic original World of Warcraft kind of outfit here.
I need to speak with you. Azeroth must not fall. Altruis and the others await you at Crassus's Landing. I'll meet you there.
So I'll just go out.
I need to speak with you.
I've sacrificed everything. What have you given?
Alright, so we definitely want the Vengeance Warglaves.
Yes, I can see you. What do you want? Alari led a small army to follow a lead on the Warblades. We may have finally found them.
Also, I'm very excited that the Warglaves that I have now are like super big, and then the Warglaves that I'm about to get are like super tiny, so it's gonna look like really, really weird in comparison. Also, because there aren't nearly as many Warglaves in this game, because you know the Demon Hunters are the only ones that can use them, and you know they are the new to the game or newish to the game, so it's just like it's gonna be weird, like trying to find different weapons that feel really good for this character class to use.
The fate of our world hangs in the balance.
Like, it just looks really weird if my character's using like a couple axes or something like that, or a couple maces or something.
Hold on just a moment. I fear I'm a bit of a pack rat. Now, let's see. Apexis crystals? No, those won't do at all. I must have put it over here. Arcane powder. Soul shards. No, that's definitely not it. Aha! Here we are. A crystallized soul. That ought to do the trick. Would you mind grabbing it? These crystals tend to have an adverse effect on non-demonic beings.
Whee! Oh, the glide's really fun. I'm a big fan of it.
There is much to be done. Without you, Azeroth will sure be careful.
Gotta return to Jace.
Tapping into magic even Illidan would have considered dangerous.
Azeroth must not fall. Death to the Legion. Alari, report in. Have you located the Warblades?
Yes. Carry it. Broken shore. Heavy resistance. Damn it all. Incoming!
We have their position. That'll have to do. I have an idea. Suffer well. Show Karya no mercy.
Alright, so we gotta go find these legendary Warglaves, because that was like the big thing for the Legion expansion, was to give you like a legendary weapon that you basically grew throughout the expansion, so you didn't have to worry about getting different weapons as you went. It's not as powerful as they were during the expansion itself, but these weapons are actually like a really good starting weapon for a character. So then that way, like they'll last probably for the first like 30 levels, and then from there I can then kind of start worrying about picking up weapons again, rather than having to pick up a lot of stuff along the way. It's kind of nice to just have one thing to deal with.
I'll reduce this entire canyon to rubble if I have to.
There should be another portal over there.
I need to target something.
Tear off! I approach. Do not fail me.
Hi, Brian Murford says, Frosty Bros. How is it going, Frosty Bros? I hope you're having a lovely, lovely Thursday evening, or if you're in the United States, I hope you're having a wonderful Thanksgiving. And if you're not, again, hope you're having a wonderful Thursday night. We are currently, playing World of Warcraft. I made my brand new main character for World of Warcraft Dragonflight. I'm going to play a Demon Hunter. Believe it or not. I haven't really played a Demon Hunter other than, playing it just shit level, max level, and then kind of just leaving it. So I'm pretty excited to go through and play as a Demon Hunter for the first time. Because I really like the class fantasy behind them, and I'm excited to actually do some tanking for the first time in a long time in the game.
I need to get closer.
Which is why I'm actually playing the tank spec at the moment.
I'm out of range. I need a target.
I'm on Team Canada. Okay.
I will secure a way out of
Nice, nice. Yeah, same here. Same here. I mean, Thanksgiving, was a month ago for most of us. So. But, today is the day that everyone is like, oh, well, it's time to watch football. Whether it's World Cup football or, NFL football. I know my mom actually gets really excited for Thanksgiving because she is a big football fan. So she just was all excited when I called her earlier today, and she's like, all right, I'll talk to you for 5 minutes, but then I gotta watch because the Steelers are playing today, and there's just a ton of football games. So she was very excited that football was in fact happening today.
My power grows. I will rule this world. All worlds.
It's too far away. I need to get closer.
I
need a target.
I guess this is the person we're killing for the glaives. We could actually try out Fiery Brand as well.
claim your soul, even if I have to tear it from your life.
Bam! Oh my god! It took off like half her life. Which is just so OP at this point. Alright, let's go get the Warblades. Nice, man. Never played much WoW, but my bestie is hard into Classic. Nice. Yeah. Classic's fun as well. It's got its ups and downs because I don't love the idea of like I think it's harder to find like dungeon groups and stuff like that if you don't have like a group of friends that play. Whereas, I think it's just easier to consume the content in kind of main WoW over Classic WoW if you're kind of playing by yourself or if you just don't have like a group to play with. Classic WoW, I think if you've got like a group of friends to play with, it's probably the more fun experience of the two. But yeah, I love playing both because I've been playing World of Warcraft going all the way back to vanilla, so all the way back to 2004. So I've been playing this game a long time. When I think about it, it's so weird that it's been so long. Like it's literally 18 years ago when this game came out. So it's interesting to think about nowadays that it's still culturally relevant these days. Level 17. Yeah. Gee, I wonder what WoW looks like with a 4090. Probably a lot better than what I've got here, because I think I was mentioning it earlier. I've got a NVIDIA 1650 card on my laptop here, and basically I'm playing World of Warcraft on one computer and pumping it out over HDMI to another computer that then is, of course, streaming it to the internet. So it's a big, complicated mess that kind of makes the game run at 30 frames per second as opposed to actually running really well. But that's just one of the downsides of wanting to stream it. Whereas, you know, when I play it off stream, it actually runs at a smooth 60 frames per second at like a higher graphic setting than the one I've got it currently set to.
Your souls are forfeit. Ready when you are, dear. There we are. Lovely work as always.
My Demon Hunter moved so fast, I tore a hole in reality that we could jump through. Didn't do that just yet. There we go. So then this is basically telling us, because like again, Legion was basically an expansion about different classes. So your individual classes kind of coming together and having their own story versus the story kind of being about the overworld. So this is kind of the home of all the demon hunters and where all the demon hunters kind of hang out all day.
Remember, nothing is more important.
I get it. I'm primarily a console gamer too. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mostly don't really play games on PC. And again, I've really got an old laptop, but again, it still runs WoW just fine when I'm not streaming. So it's definitely like a good PC to play on. And eventually, you know, I'll probably invest on an actual computer to, you know, stream with and play the odd game with every once in a while. But you're right. Like I mostly play consoles. Like I'm basically on my PS5 or, you know, Series X all the time, and not playing as much on PC.
We will follow our champion into battle, and we will
We can
strike
get some
down the Legion once and
extra
for all.
buffs for this weapon
Glory
later.
to the Illitari! We are all that stands. The Legion will fall by our hands. Azeroth must not fall.
Akal Hector. Of course, right this way.
I guess this guy's gonna just show me around the base.
Horsemen arrived soon after your left for the Black Temple. Destroy the portal behind you. Oh, it was a glorious battle.
We got our Dalaran Hearthstone. I'll just set that to our bar there.
Used to create many of the
And actually we can put our
Legion's most
taunt
powerful weapons.
here.
Live another day.
The plight of Azeroth is far more grave than we first thought.
You'll want to see this for yourself.
Gaze into the Nether Crucible. It will show you what we have seen.
Oh, it's going to show us a cinematic of what's going on. As we wait.
Behold the Legion's primary gateway into Azeroth, the tomb of Sargeras. The situation is more dire than we knew. The demons have already infested the surrounding isles. We must act now, or I fear the situation will become...
Oh my god, my character just got hurt for some reason. I was just standing still in a cinematic. But I guess something's hurting me in this area.
We are all that stands between the Legion and...
Suffer well.
And we'll go back up.
We are all that stands between the Legion and annihilation. Now we can use the Fellhammer to plan our assault.
So this is where we would normally pick our quests for where we would go, but we don't really care about this storyline. So we'll just use this to go back to Orgrimmar, because we've done everything we need to do here. Because basically mainly getting the Legion weapon is really all we need to do in this area. Also,
right.
Donnie Reese is here, but he hasn't been saying anything. He's just saying hello. Hello, Donnie.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. How's it going, man?
It's going well. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you too. Even though, again, it's not Canadian Thanksgiving, it's the real Thanksgiving today, is how I say
Of course.
Of
Yes.
course.
Of course.
Yeah. Watching some football today? What are you doing, Donnie? How's your day been going?
I've not watched no football. I don't even know. I mean, I know there's football always on Thanksgiving. I just don't even know who's playing.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Sean Capri in the chat who says, hi, Donnie.
Oh, are you streaming?
Yeah, I'm streaming right now. But it's one of those things where I was like, hey, people should come over in the general chat and come chat with me. And you're the first person who came and said they'd be 2.5 hours into the stream.
I was buying games and I was clicking around Discords and I just saw that you were on and I was like, I'll go say hi to Ryan.
Oh,
I didn't know
okay.
you were streaming. What are you playing?
Yes. I am playing World of Warcraft, Donnie.
Very nice.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yes.
I don't know anything about that game.
Good. I kind of figured, you, the RPG expert, Donnie, being like,
Yeah.
man, I can't wait for World of Warcraft. No, the new World of Warcraft expansion comes out on Monday, and we're doing an episode of the RPG Cave on about it on Monday. So
Ooh.
I'm kind of getting my character ready to go. I picked my new main that I'm going to play as. So I'm playing as
Sure.
a demon hunter, and then that's what we've been doing. I've just been starting out with a new character. It's been fun.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I might actually listen to that one because WoW has always interested me, but I've always been really scared of it. I'm afraid that's the type of game that I might get lost into and just never play anything else.
You actually took the same
It's always
stance
worried me.
as Garrett, who also has never played World of Warcraft, because I'm actually doing the show with Seth and Luckleth, actually. So
Okay.
we're gonna have a fun conversation, I think, because we're gonna talk about our WoW memories, and then just a little bit about the game itself, and then all the memories playing the game, talking in Ventrilo before Discord was a thing that existed. So
I had a friend of mine in high school who was on the wrestling team with me. And he was like, your quintessential all-American type of jock type guy. You play football and he wrestled. He was good grades. And he dated a cheerleader. He's a pretty looking guy too. Very handsome. And he got into WoW and his whole life changed. He broke up with his girlfriend. He quit the team. He grew his hair long. He eventually dropped out of high school a couple of years later. Yeah, and all he did from that point forward, all I knew about him was that he was just really into WoW.
good.
That's all he did. He was just I gotta go. I go home and I play WoW. He hung out with friends that played WoW. It was a whole thing. So, I mean, I know that's probably a very, crazy acute occurrence that I always cite. But ever since then, I've been scared of WoW. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah. Well, once you get sucked in, that's it. Lockleth points out in the chat saying it sucked her in too. Because
Okay.
Yeah, and my cousin actually, my cousin Andrew, he actually fell into WoW really, really hard. Where that's all he was doing. He had kind of a similar metamorphosis to the one that you kind of described with your friend as well. Because sometimes you don't know if you don't know how to control the addicted, or if you could sometimes get really addicted to games like this. So I could definitely understand the concern of it. Whereas I've been playing video games forever. I always learned. I learned at a very early age how to balance things out a little bit.
How to WoW in moderation.
Yeah, exactly. But again, I don't get addicted to WoW in a way that I don't get addicted to other video games.
In that way.
Yeah,
that makes
it's
sense.
really different for me. But not everyone's like that, or not everyone's able to do that. Also, hi Sean.
Hi Ryan.
Oh,
Hi
Sean's here?
Donnie.
Hi Sean. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
How's it going, Sean? You still in your comfy chair, or did we drag you out of the comfy chair for this?
No, I've got my iPad mini kind of sat on my chest, and you're now on my TV and laptop. And then the second TV is Mario plus Rabbids.
But then you got to hear yourself twice as you're also hearing me.
No, because I just turned down the TV.
Okay.
That's how that works.
I'm a fairly intelligent human being.
Fair enough. Fair
Figure
enough.
this out. I
He's
think.
done these video games streaming things.
You're telling
I've
me
played Knight-
it's sounding
I've
like
played
it's not
Knight
your first
Spoons
rodeo.
before.
That's what you're trying to tell me.
I think I can sort this out.
All right, hold on, Sean. I need to ask Donnie a question that we tackled earlier. So, Donnie, I have a conundrum. Okay, so tomorrow we have this pharmacy in Canada called Shoppers Drug Mart, and at that pharmacy they have a points rewards program where you can earn points, throughout the year just by going there. And of course, Shoppers Drug Mart is the closest drugstore to me, so I go there all the time. So I've earned enough points that tomorrow they have like a double point event that you can redeem, so you can go and redeem like double your points. So I have like $50 in points, but I could redeem about $100 in value, which means I have enough to get a game from Shoppers Drug Mart for free tomorrow, like a full price game.
Sure.
So we talked about the idea of
Your
like,
drugstore sells games?
yeah,
That's wild.
it is pretty cool. It is pretty cool. But
We do what we want. We believe in freedom.
yeah. So as a result, we were talking about it on the stream, and I'm like, all right, do I use the points that I have to get Pokemon,
No.
or do I get something else?
Something else. The answer is something else.
Yeah, that's
Thank
what Sean was
you.
saying.
Pokemon's real bad, dude.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Because again, it sounds like the game's really fun if you can wrap your head around the terrible performance issues. But you got to be able to do that.
My son has already beaten it. He loves it.
Yeah.
But he puts up with it.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm kind of in the same boat as Sean, where it's like, if something graphically is like hitching or is doing something dumb, I'm like, it just totally takes me out of it. So I'm probably like you. I'm probably just like, probably don't need to
As soon as the game starts to move or the camera starts to pan, it kind of just falls apart. It just gets real choppy, real framey, kind of all over the place. Like worse than Calamity.
That's pretty bad, actually. Because I remember how bad Age of Calamity was. Because, like, you have to understand, like, normally, that would be really bad for, like, a full-price game. But obviously, you have to question things when the game becomes free, obviously. It
Sure.
changes the math a little bit. But
Yeah, no, I get that part.
But, yeah, even if it's free, it's just one of those things where it might even be better, probably, to your point, to maybe get something that's
And it's not
better.
just that it's free. It's that it's like you have a buying power right now. You have a purchasing opportunity to get something better.
Yeah.
If that was your best option, knock yourself out, right? Have fun with a bad game.
Right.
I've been there 1,000 times, but you have better options at your disposal.
It's true. It's true. Although Shoppers, again, like, they have a fairly limited selection of games. So I was telling Sean, for example, like, one of the other best games that were there was something like Splatoon 3, which I don't have yet either. But it's a lot of Switch
than
stuff.
Pokemon.
Yeah, which I imagine. Yeah, you're right. It's probably a better pick than Pokemon is. Because also,
You'll get more.
I don't have Switch Sports either or Mario Strikers, but obviously those are actually worse in my eyes probably than Pokemon is.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like if you're not into golf or anything like that, it's not going to do much for you.
Yeah, and likewise, I have like all the games I probably even want on modern consoles anyway. So I already have.
Did you put it down on a pre-order?
They don't really do pre-orders there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's just one of those things, and they do this event once a year, so it's like I could save it, but the points do expire after a certain period of time. So
that's what I'm saying. I mean, that could be a nice time to play the futures.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, I mean, if Pokemon's your best bet, I mean, you can't beat free. You get it for better than everyone else, but
It's Sonic Frontiers.
I already have Sonic Frontiers though.
Sonic is great.
Because I have it on PS5.
Yeah, I wouldn't play Sonic on Switch either.
Yeah. Well, no, but they sell Sonic on other consoles
Other
too
consoles.
there.
Nice.
But if I didn't have it already, that would be my number one go-to for the points event instead. And it's on sale too, so it actually I would have been able to get that and another game or like half another game, I guess. At that point.
I ate so much food it basically put me in a coma.
Nice.
I had to take a nap, and then I didn't even take a nap. It wasn't like a concentrated thing. Like I laid down on my wife and just woke up sometime later.
Nice.
And now I was like, I should get some game time in.
Sweet. What are you gonna
What
play?
are you playing?
I'm going to play more Evil West.
Ooh.
The modern PS2 game, from what I've heard.
I just have to turn down the volume so I can hear you,
Our
gentlemen.
champion will stay back and disrupt the enemy.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like an old school game. Definitely feels like an old school game.
But probably like, because I've heard like it feels old school, but like not in a bad way, like in a good way.
No. Like the Order felt old school.
Right.
More
Well,
like
I don't know if that's a good example because a lot of people hated that game.
I really liked Order. But yeah, people did it. But I really like Evil West. I talked about it on a podcast last night.
Nice.
I think it's like Darksiders smashed with Doom.
Okay.
And if you like either of those things, then you probably like this.
I like both those games.
So do I.
So I
and
might
I
actually
think that's why I'm digging. I think that's why I'm digging the game. It's fun.
Nice.
It is old school. Like there are like certain points and areas that you've got to clear before you move to the next one, and you can't like jump over gaps or climb walls. Like you have certain points where you can rappel up and stuff. I mean, it is old school. It feels like old design.
But yeah, it sounds like they use that old school design mentality, but then not in a bad way. Like it doesn't. Like they cut out all the bad stuff.
Fun to play. Got good combat, good guns. You know?
It probably runs at a better frame rate than some of the old 360 games and stuff of that it designed around, because some of those games would run at 20 or 30 frames per second. And you're like, yeah, we're okay with this.
Yeah, I'm playing at 4K 120.
Yeah, but that's because you actually have a fancy PC. Because as people have seen on my stream, I don't have a very good PC because I'm playing WoW on here, and it runs on it at like anything, but it barely. It's running at like 30 frames per second while I run the stream run it through the capture card that then is going to my computer that then is broadcasting the stream.
I saw the Xbox Era folks. I think they got a review copy, and they were talking about the performance. Apparently, the performance for this game on console is not good.
Oh, that makes me sad because that's the place I would play it probably.
I think it's not like awful. It's just like 1080 60,
right?
Or you can play it at 4K at 30, and I don't think it holds 30 very well.
See,
so
to me that's not awful because even if it's like 1080 60, as long as that's flawless.
Compared
60,
to what we were talking about with Pokemon, it's not bad at all. But compared to what we want, it's not great.
Or even when you again compare it to games of the era that the game was probably inspired by too. Yeah. It still probably runs better than a 360 game on a 360.
I like the visuals. I apparently just upgraded something. I upgraded a scarf.
And while you do that, I'm mindlessly running through the beginning area of the Warlords of Draenor expansion, which is like the most mind-numbing beginning to an expansion ever, but it gives you the best XP to start with. So there's a bit of a trade-off here.
I'm not following what you're doing at all, Ryan.
That's good. Yeah, again, it's one of those things where WoW is a bit of a disjointed game.
It looks very complicated. I'm not gonna lie. There is a lot of shit going on the screen right now.
There are a lot of buttons. There's also a dude riding a cool dragon mount that is like a plant dragon. He was just sitting in front of me, just cause. So he's like covering the whole screen because people like to do that. But yes, WoW is a pretty complicated game, which is why I think it's, even though like a lot of people play it, I think a lot of people play it from the social aspect and not because of the gameplay, because it's really hard to get into gameplay for someone who's never played it before. Which is why I'm like going through the exercise now of replaying.
Are there games that you don't play?
I don't play League of Legends.
Okay.
Or MOBAs in particular. I dislike MOBAs.
And you have a very extensive library of game catalog. It's very impressive.
Well, thanks, man.
I just didn't know if you're like I play everything, or if there are certain genres or franchises you're just like I don't.
There are specific genres I stay away from, or it's just one of those things where I wish I could play more strategy games, but I just don't really have they're all on PC, so I just don't have a PC to run them. So that's another one where it's I just don't play enough of those.
Gotcha.
And also I like visual novels, but I don't play a ton of visual novels or walking simulator style games anymore. But
really?
Yeah, I like that.
You
style.
do the Life is Strange and stuff.
Oh, it's
Who's
true.
done
I
that
usually
stuff
play like the
together?
major ones, but like there's
Oh,
a
okay.
bajillion of them out there, Donnie. And there's like I could play more. I could play more games like that if I wanted to, but I don't.
First, we deal with the bridge.
Yeah, I mean, but ever since we started reviewing games for Carpool, combined with the amount of games that come out now, I definitely don't play as many different games as I used to back in the day, actually, which says a lot when you consider how much I played this year. Because I'm in the Kevin Ainsworth territory of probably finishing about 70 to 80 games this year so far.
Wow, that's
Well,
impressive.
That's insane.
While also playing World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy from time to time.
So, unlike your ability to play them all, I have tried to buy them all.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
that would be my equivalent of you, Ryan.
That's a good game to play.
What is happening, Exo?
Donnie, I'm saving it for the pod. We have much to discuss.
Oh yeah. What are you up to?
I'm playing Mario plus Rabbids.
Nice. New one or the old one?
The new one, and I'll say, well, I mean, there's a review discussion coming, but this game you can mainline and be done with it in no time flat, but you're missing so much of what makes it
Yes.
actually fun.
It's fairly extensive.
Yeah, it's Ubisoft.
Spirits walk with
Like, it's definitely a Ubisoft game where you can just go and do stuff.
That was killer.
We cannot hide
That
here
just did.
forever.
That was awesome. Yeah, I heard Garrett say that, and he took the Ubisoft approach. I kind of took more of like the 3D Mario thing. Like, there's just they really kind of drop you in like these big open areas.
Yeah.
There's lots of side content and stuff for you to kind of
That's a good way
puzzle
to
your
think
way
about it.
through to unlock and stuff.
Yep.
If you want to, but you don't have to.
No, and I didn't realize how you really don't have to, and so I was kind of just playing around in that first world without realizing what the
grinding.
progression was going to be. And I wasn't intending on grinding or anything. I just was playing, and I'm like, I am not progressing at all. And these guys are wanting me to join them on a review, so I'm like, I better get after it. So
One didn't click with you as much as the first.
I need to get closer.
no, I'm with you on that.
Well, I have similar feelings about a game I was talking about earlier on the stream. I think Sean might have heard me talking about this, but I'm actually also playing God of War at the moment, and it's a game that again, first of all, kind of like Mario plus Rabbids, you can mainline it, and you can actually go pretty quick, but you're missing a lot if you don't do the side stuff. But it's also a game too. I'm like, I don't know if I'm jiving with it nearly as much as the first one. If I'm being
Interesting.
like, I didn't really
to
love the
speak
first
my
one as
truth,
it is, but like, I don't.
And join you fine folks. I sold my PlayStation. So
What?
I'm not going to be playing.
Wow.
Well, it'll come to PC eventually.
Yeah, maybe next year. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just haven't been in the mood to play it.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah. So I was really excited for it before it came out, but as I'm playing it, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I like this as much as everyone else does, which is just weird for me to think about with a lot of games. But no.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited to talk about it with Court tomorrow because him and I are doing the PlayStation Drive in the morning tomorrow.
Didn't he call it the greatest sequel ever?
He did. It's one of his favorite games of all time.
Court is bought and sold, though. You can't trust Court.
It's true.
He matches up everything that all the PSVG kids are saying. About
Did
it,
you-
and they all
did you
love it,
not
too. And I'm
see-
sure it's amazing. I'm sure it's. I mean, I'm not throwing stones at it. Santa Monica has earned the benefit of the doubt. I think they're very good at what they do.
And I've actually, for real, like, I've heard both, like, pretty equally. Like, it seems like 50-50. 50% of people are like, this is the best ever, and 50% are kind of like,
Oh wow.
no.
Yeah. At least
Ryan
that's
would be the first for me.
at least that's a better percentage that Pentiment got, Sean, where it's like 85% of people hate that game.
I gotta try it. So I think this weekend I might be able to steal away some serious time. And even tonight I've been plugging away for a couple hours.
Yeah. Also,
Somehow.
that shows like the how Court and I are like opposites, but like we come together on a lot of games that we like that we both like. But with Pentiment, he hated that game and I loved it, and then I'm not loving God of War and he loved that game. So it's an interesting kind
Weird
of
how that
comparison
works.
between the two of us.
I also, thanks to Locklith, if Locklith is still in the chat, I noticed Locklith's profile picture is Quaxley on Nintendo Switch Online, and so I'm just going in and buying some cute Pokemon pictures up in here.
Yep. They did add those for a certain number of platinum points, which, by the way, I actually spent a bunch of my platinum points this week because I got my Metroid Dread holographic posters in today. Those are pretty cool.
I got those too, Ryan.
Oh, nice.
I sent mine to Dev as a present.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, my points were gonna I had 500 points that were gonna expire, so I was like, I'm just gonna use a bunch of these on the posters. So they look pretty cool. They're very shiny. So I can buy less profile pictures now. Although I actually got a lot of the profile pictures that I wanted from Switch Online when they did when they had the Metroid ones in the Nintendo Switch Online, when they did the NES pictures.
It's too far away. I need to target something first.
Sorry, I'm watching a cutscene. I am listening.
Oh, that's all good. I'm punching orcs in the face at the moment.
Dude, this game is a lot of fun because you get to bust down doors with your fist.
Nice. I just lit my main character on fire, which then lit other people on fire. It was lovely.
Why is this Nintendo Switch Online app so horrible?
Who's there?
What is wrong with this?
Yeah. Luckleth claims she had to get Quaxley as her Nintendo Switch profile picture because, she is part of Team Quaxley. When I was putting together, asking her and Seth to join me on the RPG Cave this week, we renamed our group Team Quaxley because we are, in fact, the Quaxley crew over here at Carpool Gaming. Even though I don't have the game yet, if I got the game, I would pick Quaxley.
I can't believe there's not is it gonna get patched? Is it possible? Do they just leave it? Do they care? They sold 10 million copies.
Did you see the statement from Nintendo today where they said that they haven't received any complaints about it yet and that there is no patch currently incoming?
There is no patch coming?
That is what Nintendo support said today.
That doesn't surprise me.
They're like, no one's complained about this game to us, so therefore we didn't know it was broken.
Stop that orc from opening that portal.
Yeah.
That makes me want to quit Nintendo. That actually,
it does.
You know what?
That would be the responsible reaction. Makes you feel stupid.
Right.
I'm taken for granted.
Because say what you want about games like Cyberpunk and stuff like that. at least they patched the game. And at least it got better. Ryan, you don't even have Pokemon, says Kato in the chat. And then Luckless says, you don't need to have the game yet, Ryan. You need it. That's true. I do need to get it at some point. But to Donnie and Sean's advice, I will probably wait till it gets patched first. Then I'll get it.
You could get Evil West.
I could get Evil West. But Shoppers Drug Mart doesn't have Evil West, so I can't get it there. I'm sorry.
That was a bummer.
I know.
I pre-ordered Resident Evil 4 today.
Oh?
Yeah, I added that to my growing catalog.
The old Resident Evil 4? The OG?
No. I pre-order.
Oh, pre-ordered.
Nice.
The new one.
Yeah. I have the collector's edition coming to me.
I was very excited because the deal that I got with the coupon, I got it for $47. That's a pretty good savings on a pre-order. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Take it.
That is one of the nice things about playing on PC. You get those sweet pre-order discounts.
Dude, my dude I just shot this person with my 6-shooter, this tentacly vampire thing, kicked it, uppercutted it in the air, and then old cowboy western style, Doc Holliday quick draw and shot it in midair until it died.
Yes.
That sounds pretty dope.
It's good stuff, man. It's fun.
And while you did that, I continued to punch orcs in the face. That's kind of the theme of what I'm doing right now.
It's a new podcasting.
Punching orcs in the face.
Yeah, punch orcs in the face.
Full on the podcast.
Well, actually, we don't even need a new podcast for that. What we'll do is we'll just rename the RPG Cave to Punching Orcs in the Face. Because you do that in a lot of RPGs.
I'm out of range.
Don't listen to Sean and Donnie.
I'm like, I don't know.
Sorry.
They make good points.
Who said that?
Oh, get on in here, y'all. Like, what the heck are you doing?
We are currently hanging out in the general chat in the Discordia. If y'all want to come talk, anyone is welcome to join. By the way.
As soon as Donnie talks about buying games, I wasn't even thinking about it. I put my controller down, went over to GOG.com, and went like, what's over here?
What's over here? Yeah, I've been checking all the different stores.
Everything, man.
Yeah. If you haven't, Fanatical has a list of games that are like under $5, I think. And
ooh, the Cato list.
It's probably a lot of games that you already have, but there's some stuff in there, especially if you're looking to fill up the backlog and stuff. There's some stuff in there. Like I probably spent $40 of stuff, just content filler, just game fillers.
I have never used this website before.
Fanatical?
Yeah.
It's probably my favorite place to buy games on PC. I buy most of my stuff there because they have bunches of bundles. You can buy games by the buckets, and then they also have when you buy stuff, like if you spend $10, they give you like a little spin the wheel, like a Wheel of Fortune thing. You spin it and you get like a free game or a coupon or a discount. They say you can win a Steam Deck. I don't know about all that, but it's on the wheel, so I guess technically it's possible.
Anything's possible at that point.
Of course.
Also,
I think I'm stuck.
Lachlan makes a good point in the chat. She says, anyone can jump on a call and make quote-unquote good points, but Quaxley apparently needs me. He needs my help. Or she needs my help, depending on, what.
Oh my god, the Val Ferris and Slain Back from Hell double pack is $1.35. You need to buy that on Fanatical. Holy crap.
At that point, it's basically paying
I'm
you.
buying it. Val Ferris is awesome. Val Ferris.
I think I own that game, but I've never heard of the other one.
I don't know.
I've never played either one.
It's Val Ferris is. So if you're having fun with this like nonsensical violence that you're doing right now, like Val Ferris is. It's awesome.
Okay. And listen for my call.
Yeah, but look at this. Resident Evil 4, 15% off to pre-order this. What have you done to me, Donnie?
That's what I'm saying, yeah. And I had another coupon from all the bundles that I bought, and then I won a coupon. So I ended up getting it down to, I think it was 47 or 42. It was 47.
This is bad.
Something tells me Sean's never coming back to consoles ever again.
I'll save it for Sweet Hanks, but I did buy a bunch.
And then I picked up Warriors 3, the remaster on PC for $22.50. Looking forward to playing that. I like a good Warriors game.
I need to target something.
Why am I stuck? I don't know what to do.
Look at all this good. This is a great store.
Yeah, I really like just kind of siphoning through it. Good for some good stuff. Ryan, you'll be upset to hear that I have requested. I don't know if I'm going to get it. I have requested Limited Run to cancel my copy of River City Girl Zero.
Oh, why is that?
Because I have no idea when they're going to ship the game, and I've been waiting forever. I bought it on PC this weekend, so I'm going to go ahead and just start playing the game.
Oh yeah, because you probably ordered it like 8 months ago, or something like that. Because
I ordered it so long ago, I honestly can't.
Because whenever I order stuff from Limited Run, it's always like almost a year before I get it. Like when I got the Shantae Game Boy cartridge.
Yeah, my KO edition took forever. It felt like 2 years.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was that long, but it was a long time.
Yeah, my Shantae Game Boy cartridge took a year and a half before they shipped it. So that's just their thing, which is why I won't buy games from Limited Run that I know that I'm ever going to want to play, or at least I'll get buy the digital code separately. And then because I'll buy it maybe digitally on Xbox, or we'll probably get a code on it on Xbox for free in most cases, and then I'll go buy the game on Switch from Limited Run. That's usually my process. Just like for River City Girls 2 and 1, I never actually got the limited run pre-releases for those because on AmiAmi, which is a Japanese website that I buy figures from, they have the Japanese release of River City Girls 2 coming on December 1st, which, by the way, they haven't actually announced the North American release date, but the Japanese release date is December 1st for the game. So they actually have like a double pack of River City Girls 1 and 2 that comes in from Japan with the English release on it.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I actually have it ordered for when River City Girls 2 comes out. So I should have that like next week or the week after.
Nice.
Because it comes from Japan, so it just takes longer to get here.
Yeah.
But it was actually like cheaper to do it that way than from limited run, anyways, because the yen is not in a good state right now. So it's actually like the conversion is really, really, really good for Canada to the yen at this point.
Yeah, they put my account in manual authorization on Fanatical Sean. If you want any idea of how much damage I've done over there.
Yeah, that says a lot. What's up, Lee Navarro?
Yeah, Lee Navarro says, "How did I miss a WoW stream?" Oh, you know, this is what happens when I set a WoW stream on Thanksgiving. But you know, it's not a holiday here in Canada. At least it's it's my day off today, which is why we're doing this today. In case y'all are wondering, just my normal day off. Although,
that's funny, Ryan. If you weren't streaming, like I saw that you had it scheduled, I was gonna play some Mario Rabbids on stream tonight. But this is
we can always switch over, Sean, if you want to.
No, this is way easier for me.
Okay.
I'm just sitting on my lazy boy.
Nice. We
yeah, life is good.
Yeah, and then well, I'll talk to you guys about this off stream as well. But like, I'm actually thinking about doing this again on Sunday morning too. So
ooh,
I might do another stream, which is nice because it's nice to actually have more time to do streams because you know now that we're not I'm not working on as much stuff at Carpool. I actually have time to do some of this stuff now, which is fun because I like streaming. It's fun.
Yeah, we've done a good job of freeing up some of your time. Everybody's helping out.
Yeah.
I need to get
so now people have to deal with me playing World of Warcraft on stream, or I'll probably play like other RPGs. I've talked about it with you, Sean. I kind of want to do like a full, like pick an RPG and just play it over the course of like multiple streams and do like a full playthrough of a game like that. Would be super fun. So I definitely want to do that at some point. That's probably like an over Christmas kind of idea. We pick something like Legend of Dragoon or like Parasite Eve or something and do that, and it'd be like super fun.
Did I tell you about my vacation I got approved, Ryan?
No. When about your vacation?
Stuck.
December 19th until January 4th, I'm off.
Dang, son. What are you going to do with all that free time?
I am stoked. Oh, man, I have so much to do around the house. It's not even funny. But hopefully play maybe one of the 40 games that I think I've bought in the last couple of days.
Well, you can't count out the games that are also coming out in like a week, because we got Callisto Protocol and Midnight Suns next week.
One of those.
And then Crisis Core in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, that one doesn't contribute to my backlog.
Obviously. But Callisto, I know you'll probably get at some point.
Callisto looks really good.
I pre-ordered that one.
But Sean, we want it to score low though, right? We don't want those trophy room guys to get points.
Oh man, I think it's gonna be good though. I think it's gonna be like a 90. I think it's gonna blow people away.
Horror games usually never score that high, so I actually think it's probably like an 85.
I need to get closer.
Just for the fact that it's a horror game, and I don't know if reviewers will actually score it that high.
That's a good point. As an aside, I sent you an invite to my Nintendo family. So.
Oh well, thank you, Sean. I appreciate it. After the stream's over, I'll go to my Switch and do that.
Jump on it, you freeloader.
I'm out of range.
It just means I'm gonna have to send you a Christmas card or something at some point.
Nah. I just sent an email.
I need a target.
Yeah, I will. Even my phone buzzed, so I can definitely tell you that you did that. So I will do that as soon as we're done tonight. The best part is I have no time frame as to like I never actually thought. I was like, oh yeah, how long am I actually gonna stream for tonight? Who knows? I guess we're all gonna find out together.
You must listen to the land.
I'm having an issue at the moment.
Oh, now Lockleth brings us in. Lockleth says, now that you have Nintendo Switch Online, Ryan, you have to play Pokemon Online now. You know, she brings up a good point, you guys. She brings up a good
I don't see how that makes any sense at all.
McBale says I should play Silky Lip as the RPG
Yes.
that we play, even though there's no English translation for it. So I don't know. I wouldn't know how to do anything in that game, but we could do that as well.
Fire away.
Maybe we do like a good Sega CD RPG then. Sega CD has a lot of really good RPGs on that. I'm actually amazed that like that like I haven't heard people talk about Pokemon's online as being like the one that, like falling apart because it's, you know, Nintendo and online games. I just expected them all to be broken.
Look back there. Think we can climb up those chains?
Now that I've punched a whole bunch of orcs in the face, I'm gonna punch an even bigger orc in the face. And that's all we do in this game. Punch orcs in the face. I'm shocked that this is even a conversation we are having. You're gonna trust Sean and Donnie over me, Lockleth, and Seth? That's a lot of people.
She's still talking about Pokemon?
She is still talking about Pokemon.
Just not very good. I'm sorry. Like, that's just the truth.
Again, I'm gonna like to your point. I'm gonna close this case by just saying I'll sleep on it. I'll sleep on it. We'll talk about this tomorrow.
Well, you know what? I'll make an argument for Lockleth.
Okay.
The other games that you could buy on other consoles will be cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. Pokemon will never be cheaper.
That's true.
So, like, you can get it for free with your coupons, or you can pay $60 for it 4 years from now.
Right.
But
it's true. Because I think, even though they say they're not going to fix it, I have a feeling it'll get fixed eventually. And then I'll want to play it when it gets fixed.
Dude, I don't know. The last couple. Did you play Arceus?
Yeah, good point. Actually, I didn't play
Arceus
about
that,
though,
dude.
But
I don't know about it. I don't know if it's going to get fixed. I wouldn't have that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have that hope.
Yeah. I also, again, if I want to get my Pokemon fixed, I could always go and play Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, which has been sitting on my shelf for an entire year.
That's what I'm going to do.
And I've never played it before. I still haven't played it yet. I took it out. I haven't taken it out.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
I also have a lot of games to play too, because for Carpool, so there is that factor to consider as well. Because it's going to be busy. The next couple weeks are going to be busy. Because I don't know. I'm kind of thinking of doing a World of Warcraft review for us, and then Marvel's Midnight Suns. I think I'm doing that, and then Crisis Core. I think I'm doing that too. So
don't let me change your mind if you want to play.
No, let him.
No, it's one of those things where I wanted to ask for y'all's opinion because I wanted to know. I wanted to hit the streets. I wanted to know what you guys thought about it, because it's not an easy decision to make on my own. You know, this event only comes around once a year, you guys.
3 times a year, more like.
No. But the Shoppers Drug Mart redemption, extra redemption only comes around once a year, though. Like that's the crux of the argument here.
That I can't argue with.
And I'll lose half the points by the next time they do this if I don't use them. So like there's like actual emphasis on me using them this time. All right, I've gone from, you know, killing a bunch of orcs to then killing a bigger orc, and now I'm once again killing a bunch of little orcs again.
I guess I'm completely stuck. Guy, I've looked up how to progress on YouTube because I couldn't figure it out, and I just can't.
Oh.
I'm completely stuck, and this is...
So the game's broken, is what you're saying?
This is going to be a huge bummer for me. Like, what in the hell is going on? Why can't I move forward?
Oh, no. It's like
stuck.
It's like that time Sean was playing Psychonauts 2 and the game wouldn't let him go any further. That was the worst.
There's a ledge. I'm supposed to climb. I'm supposed to shimmy along the side of a wall. And there's a little... like chain stake here to let me know that, and I see it, and I saw it the first time, and I don't like, it's just not letting me, and I was like, it's obvious that I'm supposed to go here. I was like, maybe I don't, or I have to do something else. I have restarted this area 4 times. I've restarted the game, and it won't it just will not allow me to. I'm not sure if I have to be looking in a certain direction. Like, there's nothing to click on.
That's weird.
Oh, this sucks. I'm having so much fun.
Does that game have manual saves? Could you just reload an old save and try go
I've
back
done
there?
that.
Oh, you did. Oh no.
Yeah, that's what I've been. That's why if you think I've been a little quiet or distant, I've been sitting here trying to figure this out.
Oh my god. I'm so sorry.
No.
That sucks.
No. Ugh. Back to main menu.
Rise up, Iron Horde.
Let's go. The community hub.
Have you seen the wrench anywhere? Keep those irons in the fire.
Level 21.
Have a good one.
I was level 8 when I started this stream, and I'm level 21. Let's go.
There's an official Discord server. Could ping the devs. Maybe on Twitter.
Keep moving. I see the ships ahead.
Oh, this really blows, man.
Is there a save you can go back to?
Where now?
Tried that. Had one save at the start of the chapter, and I restarted the whole chapter.
This way. Go, go, go.
There is no place to run, outsiders. This is my world. We will find you. We frost wolves will be waiting.
I'm watching a person on YouTube, and they clearly just get to shimmy down this ledge.
Mm-hmm.
They're not doing anything. There's
no trick.
Yeah, there's no button or anything. They just walk
Yeah.
towards the ledge, and the dude starts shimmying across the ledge, and mine just won't.
There remains much to be done.
Oh, this sucks.
Let's get underway then. We will
Did you
need to
update
build
your
a
drivers?
stronghold if we hope to
I
end the
haven't.
Iron
I
Horde.
could, but I mean, do you think that would be
We're
it?
going to need
I don't know.
It feels
I-
very
I'm most-
game specific.
I'm mostly just BSing because it's
Just try it.
gaming.
of the frost
Yeah.
wolf.
That sucks,
Oh
dude.
my god. Lachlan there in the chat saying, have you tried turning it off and on again? It sounds
Exactly.
It sounds
That's
like
basically what I was saying. Like,
What everybody wants to hear, guys. Thanks.
sorry.
Sorry, Ben.
Damn, I was having so much fun though.
This land needs
You tried turning it off and playing Pokemon instead.
Oh my god.
Jesus. The savagery by Console Kato in the chat.
Do I need to send you some videos of how things are going over in Pokemon Land?
That's
No, I think she can see it herself, actually.
Okay, I'm like, just in case you didn't know, like,
I mean, we got to learn what the sound of, one arm clapping is like in Pokemon.
Just know that the people advocating for Pokemon are the people who are perfectly fine with buying a whole new console and another copy of the game to have a second island in Animal Crossing.
Yeah, but I have multiple World of Warcraft accounts, Sean, with multiple characters on them.
Oh my god, what is the matter? Have some standards.
I mean, and those multiple Blizzard accounts, Sean, also have multiple copies of StarCraft 2 on them as well, just because. Because at one point, Ryan was like, ooh, the StarCraft games are on sale, and this other World of Warcraft account doesn't have the Blizzard, the StarCraft 2 in-game items that you get from buying StarCraft on that account for World of Warcraft.
I was laughing at Lachlan saying, "Listen, Linda."
I was gonna say, I think you might have, upset the chat a little bit.
What else is new? Back the F up here.
Also, who's Linda?
You made your choice.
Some people I know have multiple consoles that just sit on a shelf. I mean, Kato, I think you're describing almost everyone who's here at this point by saying
That's true.
okay, I just messaged the devs. Maybe they can help me.
I hope
there
so.
are a lot of people in the discussions that are playing with threads about getting
Gazmo
stuck.
here oversaw the
Chapter
construction
11,
of
Chapter
the Portal.
13, Chapter 6, Chapter 2, can't climb the ladder. Ooh. Oof. Uh-oh. Can I... Maybe there's an update?
I can do that.
Manage updates.
It's too far away.
Fine, what are you doing right now?
Like this. Do you just play something else and hope they fix it, or do you file for a refund and buy later?
I mean, it's I would like I hope the developers get back to you, because I mean at that point then you can see if maybe they've run into it in testing before, or it could be one of those things where like because you know this actually happened when we did the Psychonauts review, as I talked about, where Sean discovered a bug that they didn't even find during testing just by playing the game.
I've done that on a few reviews myself.
So when that was
how
reported to
special
the,
do I feel?
So it was actually reported to the devs, and they actually fixed the issue, like when we reported that to them. So like,
yeah, I don't want to file a refund. I was really having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Like it sounds like you'll want to, because even if you file a refund, it sounds like you're gonna want to finish this game at some point, right?
Yeah, I would buy it again.
Yeah,
when I knew that it was fixed.
Yeah, exactly. So you might as well wait, because it's, I mean, it's brand new, so the chances of it going on sale again within a week even are probably unlikely, right? So.
I think it's on sale now.
Well, okay, but I mean, like, cheaper than it is now.
Sure.
Because you're not really saving any money by, you know, refunding it and then going back to it in a week or two when they fix it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Oh, and to answer your question, Sean, I am, you know, punching bigger orcs in the face in the snow now. We're in the snow at this time, as we're establishing a footland in Draenor, which is like the homeland of the orcs beyond beyond the Dark Portal, which of course you get to learn all about in the hit movie Warcraft that everyone loved.
Oh, I did see that movie.
See, it's a great movie.
Didn't understand any of it. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, there's a lot of callbacks, but it's just one of those things where like most of the callbacks flew over everyone's head, including the World of Warcraft players, because they're all callbacks to like Warcraft 1. So like old people like me understood like, oh, that's what they're doing here, and most new people are like, what is going on with this movie?
The only thing about refunding or asking for a refund is one of the things with Steam is that, you know, you're limited on the time that you have it and the time you've played it.
Right.
How long have you played it?
I'm not sure. A couple hours maybe? I don't even know. I've played it for 110 minutes. That's what Steam says.
Oh, you're under 2 hours.
Yeah.
Isn't that's the limit on Xbox? I don't know if it's the same for Steam.
Yeah, because I don't want to start all over again. Maybe I'll have to.
Also, I love the comparison to voluntary collecting of things and forced purchasing of multiple games and consoles to have a second save file. But you guys, you say what you need to say to feel comfortable with whatever.
I mean, there is a degree of, you know, voluntary collecting when you're getting multiple Switches, because you're like, oh, I could get this for a different island, and I like the look of this Switch that's different than what I've got.
I could see it. I could see it, but then you still got to buy another copy of the game.
Well, that's also true. That's I mean, that's, you know, silly. Ryan Turford would have never done anything like that before. Never. I've never done that before. That's totally me admitting that I've done that before.
I think I'm going to file for the refund and wait for some official fixes to come out.
What you need?
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Engineering.
That's a bummer. I was having a lot of fun.
Boo!
Well, now that you're waiting around for a response, Donnie, you're free to come and play World of Warcraft with me anytime you want.
Oh, I can play World of Warcraft. No, I've got.
Yeah.
Oh man,
got
I am
time.
at. Let's see. Let me go look at my profile.
That's a Donnie Reese. Absolutely not.
I'm at 443 games right now.
That's pretty good.
I have in my
Just on Steam?
Just on Steam. Operation Backfill My Catalog has been a smashing success.
Yeah.
I haven't been keeping track, but like I made a GIF of my profile.
Yeah.
So I know. All right. So what is this? The 24th? Thursday? On Tuesday, I had 388 games. I now have 443.
Very nice. Very nice. I mean, that's
I'm moving like all of my console games and everything basically into PC. So it's been purchasing like stuff that I've already had.
Yeah.
But I also have been purchasing a ton of indie stuff that I've been wanting to play. Like I might try Neon White right now. The game's been on everybody's
That's what I
radar.
was gonna buy.
I bought it, but
on Steam, or where did you buy it?
Yeah, bought it on Steam.
Just straight Steam, or like another site to get it on Steam?
I think I got that one on Fanatical.
Neon White.
The thing about buying on Fanatical is if you buy the games that you buy there, you can't get refunds on. Once you claim those codes, those are done. Yeah, I got it on Neon. I got Neon White for $13.17.
Wow, did you really?
Mm-hmm.
It's on for $20 from Fanatical. This is Canadian, so that's probably pretty close.
Yeah, that seems about right. I'm showing right now. I just clicked on it. $15.
Yeah. I think let's see, where is this on Nintendo? Searching.
I bought Black Mesa. Sean, you said that last time.
Oh, dude, it's so good. I would love to watch you stream that. Oh
I've
my
never
gosh.
played Half-Life ever.
Well, and then
I don't know anything. I don't even know what it's about.
I don't know if it would hit the same, but like it was 13-year-old Sean with his, new graphics card and PC gaming was end all be all.
Yep. I was in a similar boat. I borrowed it from a friend who he bought Half-Life, but his computer wasn't good enough to actually be able to play it. But my computer was powerful enough at the time to be able to do that. So I borrowed it from here and just played it to death. Like I love that game so much as well. Until, of course, the section everyone loves at the end of the game. But that section sucks. But the rest of the game, amazing.
Which section sucks?
The alien planet stuff at the end of the game.
Yeah, it's not very good.
Yeah.
Sorry, every now and then you cut out a little bit.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I don't know what's going on with Discord. Because, it looks like it's fine on stream, but on Discord it's cutting out for some reason. Maybe it's because I'm, streaming and talking to you guys at the same time. I don't know.
I don't know. There was a couple times on the Xbox Drive. I had to ask you to, what was that? Like, it sounds like I'm not listening, but it just cuts out.
That's weird.
I have $50 to spend on Nintendo eShop. I have a gift card. And Neon White could go there. I spent my Steam one.
I have a $20 gift card on the eShop. I got buy one, get one half off at Target. So I bought two $10 cards for $15 just for Sports Story. Like, I just bought it, stashed it, and I was like, I'll just save a couple bucks on Sports Story now.
Yeah. What am I doing? I already spent, Lachlan, how long did we spend after the Nintendo Drive just scrolling through games? And here I am, back at it again.
All we have to do is mention the fact that we bought games on sale, and you're like, oh,
on sale.
I need to look at them.
You did? Sale!
Which, by the way, Sean, we talked about sales all during the Xbox Drive, and neither of us said sale during the show. Just want to point that out.
We weren't with Seth.
Nope. It was just, it's not the same.
I feel like Neon White might be the front runner for Switch, but I kind of want it on Steam.
I don't even know if I'm even gonna like that game. I don't know. It's like I don't even remember. It's like cards. Like you run around and play cards or something.
Well, you collect the cards in the environment.
I only bought it because so many people think so highly, but I was like, oh, I'll give it a try. I'll see what this is about.
Yeah.
If I don't like it, you can return it.
Too far away.
I could already tell from, watching the playthroughs of that game that it's not a Ryan Turford game. So I don't think I'm down with that.
Let's see here. I want to play that
How dare you
now.
prejudge, Ryan?
Hi.
I don't think I want to get into anything that I got to pay a lot of attention to right now.
Right.
Oh, I could just play River City Girls right now.
You really could.
Oh, I could. I
Yeah.
think I'm going to.
It's
I've been
got
waiting.
some-
I wanted to play River City Girls Zero all year, and I can finally. Now I can play it.
Yeah. I'm gonna be curious to hear what you have to think about that game, Donnie.
I mean, why is that? I love River City Girls.
Oh no, I love River City Girls, but River City Girls Zero is just like a Super Famicom game that they ported with some
gotcha.
added stuff to it. So
I knew it was like retro. I didn't know if it was like new
Like-
and meant to look like that, or if it was
No.
literally
It's-
like a Super Nintendo game that they just brought over.
it's literally one that they translated, but then they added some cool cutscenes to it and some dope
Oh, that's
music.
neat.
But
Does it still like beat 'em up?
yeah, it's still a beat 'em up. game.
Okay. Yeah, then I'm good.
Yeah. And you actually start the game as Ricky and Kunio, and then you unlock the girls as you play.
Sure. Yeah, I'm down. Is it really hard?
Yes. Especially if you don't have another player, because it is multiple players.
Oh god, no.
But it's local co-op only, I think, to boot.
Okay. Oh, I've got that hunting game that I bought. Should play that. Spend enough money on it. Now I'm in that Sean space where I've got so much to choose from. I'm like, I don't know where to go.
It's the
Tournament
Netflix
bracket.
conjunction.
Which way?
Do the tournament bracket.
Here.
Even though I know it'll probably never get to that point, I should do a tournament bracket as to what to play next eventually. It would be very
You
fun to
guys,
see.
you guys make fun of me, but it's the real deal.
Oh, I
Yeah,
imagine if you have
I'm gonna
like
play some
decision paralysis, like absolutely, it probably seems like a great way to determine games. But yeah, I'm just so focused on new games or one game to play all the time that it's hard. I usually don't run into that problem. But
I didn't even hear you guys after the damn music started. Wow. I'm gonna turn that down. I want to play some wrestling instead.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
2K
I'm not in the mood to like pay attention to anything.
2K22.
No, I bought Wrestling Empire, and if you've never played it, it's amazing. I have it on Switch, and I wanted to move it over to PC.
Ah, okay. I haven't even heard of that game.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. You've never heard of Wrestling Empire?
No.
Okay. It's like the old Nintendo 64 wrestling games.
Oh, so it's like No Mercy.
Yeah, it is, but they've made it like its own thing, and there are a lot of wrestlers. There's a ton of there's a roster full of people that look like parodies of the wrestlers that you know. Like you'll definitely be able to tell them, and it's fully customized. So if you want to go through and change everybody's names and everything, you can. But it's got one of the best story modes ever. Like the story modes in the game are great. You start at like the bottom, like in a gymnasium, and you work your way up to the highest level, and there are like wrestling company wars where you you go against different companies, like in the ratings. You can kill people, like you can blow people up with dynamite.
Jesus.
When you get signed to contracts, like the manager, like they'll offer you a contract, and a lot of times, especially early on, you won't have creative control. So while you're playing, they'll just like change the way that you look or change your moveset because they're like, this isn't working with the crowd. So we want you to do this instead. I mean, it's kind of hard to. It's really good. Like it's really, really good. It's one of my favorites.
Nice. That sounds pretty cool.
It's fantastic. Yeah, if you should give it a try. If you've never, at least look it up. You should look it up if you've never heard about it.
Yeah, I'll have to look it up at some point. That sounds pretty cool.
And it's on Switch, and it runs fine on Switch. There's nothing wrong with it on Switch. It's just I don't play my Switch much anymore, so I bought another copy of it.
Yeah. I like wrestling games because I actually got 2K22 this year and actually really enjoyed it. But yeah, and I like the N64 wrestling games too. So it actually sounds like it might be up my alley.
it looks exactly like that. Like that's exactly what it looks like. It feels like it as best it can on a 360 controller. That's how it plays. The whole nine. But the career is really what you're after. The career is super fun.
Okay, cool.
It's on sale, 50% off.
Mm-hmm.
But $11 is a little too much at this moment.
I understand. It might be
which is insane to say. Like, let's be real.
$11, too much money.
It's not. Like, it's just how you value games. Yeah,
it's more about how much I've spent so far.
Yeah,
sure.
Because and it's not even like I spent real money. So maybe this is the last thing I need to be saying right now, because I traded in 5 Switch games. They gave me $50 each, so I had $250 that I turned into $150 on Xbox, $50 on Steam, and $50 on Nintendo. So I've spent the $150 on Xbox very quickly. I'm mostly through my Steam. I haven't touched my Nintendo just yet, but kind of where I'm at.
Yo, Nate Sheriff, welcome on into the stream. I hope you're having a lovely, lovely Thursday. And I hope you're having a good Thanksgiving as well if you are in the United States. And if you're not in the United States, I just hope you're having a great day as well on top of that. So welcome on in.
Dude, I almost want to buy Fallout New Vegas on Steam because it's $2.74.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's on Game Pass.
New Vegas?
New Vegas is it's $3 basically.
I'm pretty sure it's on Game Pass, but yeah, if it's not, $3 is a pretty good price for it.
Like, just to have it.
Yeah.
Command & Conquer Remastered Collection. Again, I have a 3080 and a 49-inch screen, and I'm buying Command & Conquer. And
I bought a Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Yes.
I would like y'all to know we've finally gotten 3.5 hours into the stream, and we finally got the sex bots
there
to
they
finally show
are.
up. It finally happened. It's happening. Canadian here, I'll take all the good Thursday wishes. Lol. Absolutely. There's still lots of good stuff going on today, even if you're Canadian. Lots of football if you're into football. Lots of other football over in, the World Cup if you're into that. It's a good day. It's a good day. It's also a good day to be playing World of Warcraft as well. Punching orcs in the face, running around in the snow. It's a good day. It's a good time.
I think I'm on the second last planet on Mario Rabbids.
Nice. I am also not very far in that game either, because I got a code a long time ago and I played it for a while when it first came out, but then I got sucked into the games I was reviewing and then just haven't really gone back to it yet.
I do appreciate the forced focus, though, that I have from needing to do the review discussion. Yeah. It's like, otherwise I would just bounce around. And I am enjoying it. I'm actually, not looking forward to just being done just to be done. That's not... I don't like playing games like that.
But the good news is, you do know that... there's also DLC coming later.
There's lots
DLC
of
looks
DLC.
awesome. So,
yeah.
I think there will be lots of reasons to go back to the game even after you finish it. I'm super excited to play as Rayman in that game. I think that's going to be great. Ooh, just got done playing Grounded and saw you guys were live.
Oh,
that's
so
a good game too, Nate.
So many games. Oh my gosh, that's too much.
Haven't played that game in a while either. But yeah, I know we both really enjoyed what we played of that game.
Yeah, and I'm not far at all into that game.
Yeah. Well, likewise, I haven't gone back to it since, the night we played it.
Look how much stuff is on the screen right now. How many menus do you have open right now?
What, me? Are you looking at my screen?
Yeah.
Oh, this is me selling stuff. So on the left, it's all the stuff I can buy. And on the right, it's all the items I'm selling. On that, I got my action bar, and there's a dude on a on a woolly mammoth just in front of me, just cuz. I was actually probably going to do, like, because again, one of my favorite things to do in this game is, like, the dungeons and instant content, so not stuff in the open world. So I was probably going to do some of those in a bit, which then, you don't have as much, crap on the screen when you're doing that. But then, of course, I've got, these fireworks in my inventory, so I can even, launch these celebration fireworks. Look at that. They're very fancy. They light up the sky. But the best part is, Sean, I'm playing with like the default interface. There's a bunch of add-ons you can get for this game that then do all kinds of crazy stuff with the interface that then add like a bajillion buttons to it if you really want them. So it just gets more complicated from here. This is like as simple as it gets. Right.
Sweet. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
There's an enemy. There's a Goomba with like a saucepan on his head. And the only way you can get rid of them is to pick them up and yeet them out of bounds. It's just my favorite thing.
Ooh, the 1.0 update is really good. They've done so much with the game. Talking about Grounded. And yes, absolutely. I think, like, between the time when we first played it on Sean's stream versus, when we played it with the 1.0 release, it was like a different game from, when we... picked it up the first time to, play it again. All right, we got to use the War Chief's board to go somewhere. Ooh, we could go to Foulwood, Ungirl Crater, or the Blades Mountains, and I don't want to go to any of those places. So let's... I think I can actually tank a dungeon. So we're gonna jump in using tank Q to a random dungeon and hope it just pray to the maker that we don't get a terrible dungeon.
Are you gonna get Dragon Age reveal at the Game Awards, Ryan?
I would love to see that, but yeah. I doubt that. I doubt
what?
That. Yeah. I mean, they made it sound like that game is like very, very far away. It would be cool though. I am though more excited because it sounds like the one thing that might be a sure bet might be Kid Icarus Uprising remake might be there.
Oh yeah.
Because like that game was really cool, but it broke your hand on 3DS to play it. So I'm actually excited for maybe a home version.
Talked about that last night.
Yeah,
I saw that trending. I didn't like that game.
Neither did I. Pikmin is due, by the way. That everybody can talk about this game, Kid Icarus, but Pikmin is next.
Yeah. Well, at least we have a release date for that, and we know it actually is actually happening, which is cool.
I'd really like to see Advance Wars get dated already.
Oh, yes, please, at some point. I just want that game to come out, because there's a distinct possibility that game just never releases at this point. Like, I just hope it doesn't get canceled more than anything.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. We're in a dungeon. I'm going to tank it. That means I actually have to pay attention because I have to lead the group around. Ooh, we're doing Moradon. There's like this big waterfall. And guess what we do here? We punch orcs in the face here, you guys.
Yep. What we do?
There's also these hydras here too.
Uh-oh, I gotta go. I think my daughter's running around. I'll be right back.
I need to get closer. I'm out of range.
It's time for us to punch a Hydra in the face instead of orcs. I'm very excited. There's different enemies now. Also, I'm assuming I'm going in the right direction. Hopefully, someone doesn't correct me. Oh, I am going the wrong way.
It's too far away.
Oh my god, I'm actually gonna die. That's bad. God, I'm so bad at games, you guys.
No, you're not.
God, I'm so bad at this game. I mean, to be fair, this is like my first like World of Warcraft dungeon in a while, so I'm a bit rusty.
I think I have to set up and go through and map all the controls of the wrestling game. And I don't want to do that right now. Some of my buttons weren't working.
Oh.
So I'm going to play something else.
It could be anything now.
On to the next one. There's certain games like that I've noticed on Steam I have to, even if I have it, if my controller's working, I still have to map like all the controls. So I am moving on to a game that I'm very excited to play.
Oh, what is that game?
It is, I can turn the volume down, Demon Turf.
Ooh.
I've wanted to play kind of all year. I've just been waiting on a good sale. Did you ever play it?
I have not. Again, you're finding all these games, Dottie, that I just have not played before. Like it
Demon Turf. Demon Turf is Demon Turf was on an indie showcase, an indies thing. So that's not like an obscure thing.
No, I've definitely heard of it, but I've definitely
okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of indie games that I've I don't get a chance to play a lot of them.
I think it's Platonic.
Oh, so whatchamacallit? I think they're the same guys that do the ukulele games?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got this really neat style. Like this 2D flat but 3D space thing. It's like a Paper Mario kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. I've officially moved on to punching rock guys in the face now, I'll have you know.
Oh, this does look cool.
It's too far away.
It's got a lot of options for trolling.
I don't have a target.
I had to take some screenshots. Because that's pretty cool.
target something first.
Now we move on from punching big rock guys in the face to punching an even bigger rock guy in the face. As you can tell, the World of Warcraft philosophy is just to have bigger and bigger enemies that you fight.
Sure.
But this guy's gimmick, he's like, I'm gonna punch so hard that it'll, you know, stun everyone in place. You just stand still for 7 seconds, and then he's like, all right, back to just kicking you with my boot, because I'm so much bigger than you.
Double jump. Did I lose you?
I need to get closer.
¿Qué pasa?
No, I heard like the little Discord message, the little Discord ding.
Oh, I think Sean left. I think he left us.
Oh.
Yeah. He was like, "Man, you guys are cool and all, but like, I gotta go do stuff."
Sure.
So now it's just us here talking about World of Warcraft and Demon Turf.
Demon Turf. It's pretty fun. Interesting. A lot of controls.
All right, I guess I'll wait for the rest of my party to actually catch up.
I'm out of range. It's too far away.
Are you playing with friends?
No, I just joined a random dungeon group right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this game is pretty good about, you know, if you don't want to play, like if you don't have people to play with, it's easy to find like a group of people to play with.
Sure.
Like it's got like really good matchmaking, I think. And plus, like the way that they do the level scaling now, like you can do like any of the dungeons or any of the content with anyone that you run into. So I actually think they've got like a good system for this now. Pulled a little too many guys. Hopefully I don't die.
Oh, wow.
It's just more rock guys. Like, man, this dungeon's just full of rock dudes. There's rocks on the walls. There's big dudes that are rocks. It's all rocks here. Or you could say this dungeon rocks. Yes, exactly.
Big dad energy. Good job.
I mean, you know, I am almost 40, Donnie. I have to at least, you know, use some of that here and there.
It's too far away.
This game is pretty good.
Yeah, I remember like when that game came out, I heard a lot of people talking about enjoying that game.
It has yeah.
I can't attack that target.
It has it's like a lot of complexity for a platformer than what we're used to.
Okay.
Just lots of different controls to offset your jumps and to jump and to double jump and to double jump and to glide, and there's a lot of different stuff to do. It's
I'm out of
Interesting
range.
early.
It's too far away. I need to get closer. I'm out of range. I need to get closer.
That's cool.
There we go. We fought a whole bunch of rock dudes to get to the final boss, which was a giant pig lady, and then we just punched her in the face. That was the game. That's all we do. Again, these World of Warcraft descriptions are just so on point, you guys. Just, totally makes everyone who's never played this game totally want to play this game. I can tell. All right, I got a super ring as well. Some good items out of this dungeon, and now I shall leave. Lachlan says, I found a small bug in the game I'm playing. Can't turn in this quest. And no, it's not Pokemon. It's some other game. I'm actually pretty sure I know which game Lachlan's playing. And that sucks. Tonight's the night of glitches for games, it sounds like. Alright. I think I'm going to spend my last 4 skill points, and I think this might be it for the stream, you guys. This has been fun. Well, I mean, I've been streaming for 4 hours. I'm like, yeah, we could keep going, but I think we're gonna probably call it, especially because we've been going so long. We kicked Sean out, and kind of want this charge ability. Let's do this and this. Guess some extra healing. Yeah, okay. I kind of like that build. And then Roaring Fire. Fell Devastation heals you for up to 50% more based on your missing health. Or Sigil of Silence. Place a Sigil of Silence in the target location that activates for 2 seconds. Silences all enemies that activate. I kind of want Roaring Fire because it's just easier to manage. And then we'll do Meteoric Strikes. And then we'll get these last 2 passive abilities. Cool. Do that. Turn on War Mode. Okay. There we go. I'm actually going to just go back over here. We'll do just me again. Hello, everybody. I'm now in the X-Wing. So yeah, I think this is going to do it for the stream for tonight, everybody. Thank you, everyone who's hung out tonight on the stream. Thank you, everyone who's, liked the stream. And for you just, hanging out on an awesome Thursday night. Again, I kind of want to do this again over the weekend because I want to, show the progress that's happened in World of Warcraft between now and, this weekend that I made, progress for. Because, I'm getting the character ready for, Monday. So I think Sunday's a good day to do that. So whether I decide to play this again or something else on Sunday, I kind of want to do a Sunday afternoon stream at some point before work. So look out for that on the channel. I'll have an exact time up when I kind of plan all that out. But thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. And I hope you all have an amazing Thursday night, the rest of your evening. And I guess I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I'm signing off now. I'm pressing the stop stream button.